I sincerely welcome you, sir, to this program. Shri Chandra Dattan, sir, Mentor Science, Government of Kerala, who is today representing our Honorable Chief Minister of the State, says Saint, well-wisher and guide of Kerala State Council for Science and Technology. I welcome you, sir, to this auspicious function. I welcome Dr. Debapriya Datta, Head Seed Division, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, who is a vibrant leader guiding all the activities of the State Council. I welcome you, sir. I also welcome Dr. Rashmi Sharma, Scientist F, Seed Division, Government of India, to the function. Directors and R&D organizations are here today. Professor Chandra Narayana, representing Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology. Professor P.B. Sunil Kumar, representing IIT Palakkad. Dr. Hari Krishna Verma, representing Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute of Medical Sciences and Technology. Professor Samson Matthew, representing NATPAC. Dr. Shyam Vishwanath, representing Kerala Forest Research Institute. Dr. Manoj P. Samuel, representing CWRDM. I welcome you all to this function. I welcome all the member secretaries of the different state council who are assembled here, directors and scientists of R&D Institute to this function. Last but not least, I welcome all my friends, colleagues, and all scientific fraternity to this function. Let me conclude by requesting you all to envision the India of tomorrow, the India which will merge the best of tradition with the most modern global outlook and work for it. Thank you. Thank you all once again.
Thank you, sir. Professor K.P. Sudhir is the ex officio Principal Secretary to Department of Science and Technology, Government of Kerala, and the Executive Vice President, Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. I now invite Professor Sudhir to brief about the State S&T Council and the State STI institutions. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sharika. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. I join my colleague, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, in welcoming all of you for this function organized by the Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. Well, Dr. Pradeep has really mentioned about the 1 month, 1 theme initiative of the Department of Science and Technology at the central level to commensurate with the 75th anniversary of the Indian independence, which is done by each and every department in the country. DST has planned for a 12 months program, entrusting one of the state councils for every month to organize several programs at their level. And this, I believe, is organized by the Bhopal Science and Technology Council, and they have envisioned different programs. And one of the programs they asked us to organize at the Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. So I've been asked to brief about the Science and Technology institutes in the state. To give you an idea about the Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, it's an organization, as Dr. Pradeep said, it was formulated in the year 2002, modifying the erstwhile Science, Technology and Environment Committee into a council, which is headed by the Chief Minister as the President of the Council, and it has several R&D institutes under the Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, and also it has an headquarter which functions for various other activities. This was originally envisioned, as Pradeep said, is originally planned, or these R&D institutes were originally started in 1970s. And as they have grown up to a level which is now taking at the international standard and level. To give you an idea, S&T institutions in Kerala are spread across Kerala. As you can see in the map, we have 9 research institutes purely under the Kerala state, out of which 8 are under the State Council and 1 is directly under the State Science and Technology Department. In addition to these 9 R&D institutes, we also have grant in aid centers spread across Kerala. One is the Integrated Rural Technology Center in Mundur. sophisticated technical instrumentation center housed in Cochin University of Science and Technology. And we have also one sub-center of the MS Swaminathan Research Foundation, which is at Wayanad, who takes care of the rural and other developments. I'll briefly give you an idea about what are their activities. We have science and technological institutions in Kerala, which is also centrally funded. I have listed only 20 of them here, but we have more than 20, and then we basically think for more institutions to come in Kerala in terms of education and research, because Kerala is considered to be one of the states where highly educated community is living. So we have institutions varying from ISRO organizations, IIT Palakkad, then IIM Calicut, then several ICAR institutes, NIT, then we have Central University, and so on and so on. Coming to the S&T institutions in Kerala, which we have around 15 universities in Kerala, which are academic oriented universities, degree awarding universities, state owned universities, and one central university in Kasaragod. All of them do high-end research with support from state government as well as from the central government. The headquarters of the KSCSTE, the activities mainly are: we provide scholarship to students, we give research fellowships, we give research funding, we give science literature awards for every year, we do programs on science popularization, and we do a Kerala Science Congress, which is a unique program of the council. And we have technology development and adaptation programs, infrastructural development support for universities and institutes. And we also have a scheme called Shastra Puraskaram, which is recognizing eminent scientists for their lifetime contribution to science and technology. Recently, this year, 2021, we have announced the award for Professor MS Swaminathan and Professor Sivatanu Pillai. The annual budget for the council as a whole, it is around 131 crores envisioned by the Kerala state, which doesn't include the non-planned salary component. This is purely for the research and scientific activities. During 16 to 21, in the last 5 years, we have distributed around 2,200 undergraduate student scholarship, 200 research projects, 650 research fellowships, 1,500 peer-reviewed journal publications have been resulted from these kind of activities in the last 5 years. 120 books have been published by researchers, and awarded 10 patents to different scientists across Kerala. We also host the Patent Information Center, which facilitates application of patent and filing of patents. I'll briefly go through the institutes under KSCSTE one by one. The first one being CWRDM, Center for Water Resources Development and Management, located in Calicut, which focuses on catering to the R&D demands in the water sector. This has research conducting in 4 different groups: hydrology and climatology, ecology and environment, land and water management, training and outreach. Several publications and research outputs have come out from CWRDM, which are now recognized by various organizations and research institutes for implementing the research output. The details of these institutes will be presented by the directors themselves in the subsequent sessions. Kerala Forest Research Institute, KFRI, is popularly known for its ecosystem services, biodiversity conservation, bioresources utilization, specifically in the forest area. They have a unique TeakNet program, Tree Health Helpline, a program which is envisioned for the students to seek any questions on any subject. They have envisaged a program called First Question. And they have a soil museum, which is again unique in the state. Teak Museum and Bioresources Park at one of the sub-centers. And they have nursery for different plants, specifically for bamboo and other products. And they have a seed center, which basically gives seeds for the forest trees to various organizations, including the forest department. And this picture, a unique one in Kerala, which they are trying to get a GI tag for one of the the rural product, which is popularly known as Kanadi Paya, which is a mat which is produced by a community very near to Kfra, and they are trying to help them get a GI tag for the product. The next institute is Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanical Garden and Research Institute, who focuses on biodiversity research management, horticultural research, taxonomy, and conservation biology. They have been very good in identification of medicinal properties of plants and come up with different herbal products. And they have also identified new species in the Western Ghats and various forests of the state. They do develop climate resilient species. I'm sorry, there is a spelling error there. And they also do bioprospecting of different plants and biodiversity. National Transportation Planning Center focuses on transportation planning and research development, focusing on seamless transportation from Kerala. That is the theme they use for their activities. They basically have road safety and traffic engineering programs, intelligent transport systems, and inland water transportation. These are the three major areas in which they do research and advises the government for developing policies. They have a lot of programs associated with national level institutes and ministries. Recently, they have signed an MOU with the Ministry of Urban Transport, Government of India. Kerala School of Mathematics is again a unique school in Kerala with this tradition of high-level mathematicians in the state. 7 years back, we started as Kerala School of Mathematics, which focuses on advanced learning in mathematics. They have recently started with an unique program, integrated MSc PhD program in association with the Calicut University. The focused on number theory, complex analysis, Tree-Miller theory, representation theory, and so on. Srinivas Ramanujan Institute of Basic Science, which is at Kottayam, is another institute which Kerala State Council has started recently, and which basically has the focus or idea is to focus on the fundamental research in basic science, theoretical physics, theoretical chemistry, and theoretical biology. The institute is in the infant stage and it's getting established, and they currently organize a lot of workshops and other things for the researchers in the state. Malabar Botanical Garden and Institute for Plant Sciences is an institute again in Calicut. They do focus on conservation and sustainable utilization of aquatic plant resources, and their stock is considered to be one of the largest ecology, plant biotechnology, outreach, and capacity building are the main focus for them. They have recently started a science center in Calicut where they would like to showcase the products of KSCSTE and other institutions so that it can be popularized to the public, and it's directly housed on the Calicut beach area. The Institute for Climate Change Studies is another institute which is housed under the Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, who conducts basic research on extreme events, climate resilience, climate change impacts, climate change adaptation, regional weather forecasting, outreach capacity and building. They recently have signed an MOU with Indian Institute of Technology Madras and have established a high altitude aerosol monitoring laboratory at Munnar. And the other snapshot is development of a regional weather forecasting is the first kind of information which is available as of now. The product is still not made public. It is in the testing phase. Institute of Advanced Virology is another institute which the government has started recently in the last 2 years, focusing on various advanced virological research. Kerala has become potential attack or potential area for attack for various viruses, and the 2017 Nipah onwards, most of the year we were getting various virus infections. And the government has proactively planned about establishing an Institute of Advanced Virology to take care of the research requirement in terms of viral research. And the institute started functioning formally in the last October. And it is divided into two kinds of activities. One is diagnostics and the other one is research. We have established BSL-2 laboratory, and the BSL-3 and BSL-4 laboratories are in the establishment stage, equipped with advanced instruments and modern facilities for conducting high-end research in virology. And also it is affiliated to the Global Virus Network, which facilitates conduct of research and sharing of products and samples across different institutes in the globe. We have 3 grant-in-aid institutions which government provides funds for their activities. One is IRTC, the Integrated Rural Technology Center in Palakkad, who does a lot on eco-friendly technology, rural development program, waste management, and we have this MSSRF, which is MS Swaminathan Research Foundation. They have a sub-center in Wayanad, Kalpetta in Wayanad. They do a lot of activities again on livelihood generation for the rural people and similar to other institute, biodiversity protection, etc. Sophisticated Test and Instrumentation Center is a facility which is initiated by the DST support and the council at the Cochin University of Science and Technology and Environment. Is very similar to the instrumentation facility established by DST at various institutes, which has analytical facility and advanced instruments. Research support across the country is provided by them for various activities to the research scholars. Kerala Science Congress is a unique program organized by KSCSTE every year. The 33rd episode is over in 2021 January. And these were some glimpses of the picture from the 32nd Kerala Science Congress. Normally, we have the Chief Minister inaugurating the Kerala Science Congress every year. This has not been violated for the 33rd, all the 33 episodes. We do present Kerala State Young Scientist Award during this function. The Kerala Science Congress is very much in line with the Indian Science Congress. We invite focal theme speakers for giving presentations and discussions on various themes identified a specific year. Poster sessions, Children's Science Congress sessions, and Best Paper Awards are some of the unique activities done during the Kerala Science Congress. So overall, we have a synergic center-state partnership in the STI development in the state. Central aid is provided to the state through research funding, new S&T institutions, and partnerships help to meet the objectives of the STI policy of the center as well as the state. Interinstitutional and interdisciplinary research is enhanced or encouraged by this, creates a congenial science and technology ecosystem, and it also helps to upscale and commercialize technological developments in the state. Overall, the Kerala state, the science and technology policy envisions entrepreneurship and motivating the young researchers and young engineers and scientists to come up with their own idea and come up with solving the problem that the society faces these days. So with these few presentations, I conclude my presentation here, and I thank the organizers for giving me opportunity for presenting this S&T Institute's profile to the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The Government of Kerala always extend the complete support to the science and technology development initiatives of KSCSTE. The Honorable Chief Minister is so keen and gives maximum support to all our activities. He was to address us today. However, due to some pressing commitments, he could not join and entrusted Shri M. Chandra Dattan, Mentor, Science, Government of Kerala, to address us on the behalf of Honorable CM. Shri M. Chandra Dattan is a space scientist by profession and the former director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Thiruvananthapuram. The Government of India honored him with Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award for his contributions to the field of science and technology. He was former advisor to Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala and currently the Mentor Science Government of Kerala. I am privileged to invite Shri M. Chandra Dattan for the special invited talk. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to all participants. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. First of all, let me express my sincere thanks to the organizers, especially the Science and Technology Department of Government of India and the Science and Technology Councils of all states for celebrating the 75 years of independence of our country in the name of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. At this context, it's a time for us to make a stock taking and a review of 4 points. One is, what was our standard of living? What are things we have achieved during the last 75 years? What is the present status among the countries in the global scenario? What else are to be done to become a developed nation? When I say a developed nation, I recollect my guru, Dr. Kalam, with whom I have been fortunate to work for more than 10 years at Trivandrum when he was in ISRO. And his ambition and the vision about the country, especially in the field of science and technology, and the Vision 2020 book he has written during 1998 before he was becoming president. Well explained about what are our achievements, what are our splendid resources in the country, and where we lack and what we should do. And he quotes there, what tempted him to write that book is, once he was interacting with the children in the school, one small girl from a school, when he asked everybody, what is your ambition? That girl told, I want to live in a developed India. And he says, we are developing, and after the independence, we have grown a lot, and we should be proud of that. The condition before independence was very bad. There was no educational institutions, there was no research institutions, there was no scientific institutions. From that condition, we have grown to such a big level. Still, we have not been included as a developed nation in the global scenario. That's what he was telling. I always remember, he used to tell the children, dream and dream when you are awake. And he explains, dreaming is nothing but a thought process. A thought process in the mind. Thought process for achieving certain definite goal. Since our subject is STI, Science, Technology and Innovation, let me slightly explain what is innovation and from where we go to the innovation. From the thought process, when we have a very intense desire towards achieving a particular goal, by retrieving the information and knowledge in our mental screen, we went on thinking, and slowly the ideas come up. That is the creation of idea. That creation of idea is called creativity, but it should not end there. Once the idea is created, it should be converted to a practical output, a device or a system or a machinery or a product, whatever it is, which is useful to the society. That's what our first Prime Minister has ambition. From this country, as soon as he took charge as Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru has told, we can drive out, eradicate poverty and hunger from this country only with the scientific and technological growth and achievements. And that we have seen very well. And you know, the advancement, whatever we have seen here. From this innovation, when the creativity, the ideas are converted to a practical system, which is useful to the society for improving the value or standard of the life, then only science and technology becomes useful. So that is the idea of conducting all these kinds of meetings, celebrations, and everything. And for making it practical, engineering and technology helps us. When we say science and technology, science is global. I mean, everywhere the scientific principles are same. But technology and engineering is local, depending upon the local availability of resources and the demand. You know, the technology changes. How we convert the scientific principles and ideas to a practical system which is essentially required for a particular community of the society, we use different technologies. That we should understand. And you know, in 1988, TIFAC has been formed, Technology Information Assessment and Research Council. That TIFAC, you know, the first few years, Kalam has chaired it. And now, even now, they plan accordingly. In one of the things, you know, it was told, the economic growth of a country mainly depends upon the scientific and technological growth. That has 4 factors. Number 1 is the resources. Resources means natural resources, the availability of raw materials and energy, all these things. Number 2 is manpower, learned manpower, skilled manpower available in the country. Number 3 is the technology, and number 4 is decision making. These 4 things clubbing together, only the economic growth comes. When we say resources, we are a country rich in natural resources in all means, comparing to many other countries. Say, for example, to compare with Japan, where we stand with the natural resources, splendid. And manpower also, you know, we are so rich. There is no dearth for it. And manpower, you know, in the globally, most of the leading science and technology organizations are led by our Indians. And you know, lot of people have gone from here and they are holding high positions. So our intelligence also is very high, very intelligent, skilled manpower we are having it. When you are talking about the technology, still, you know, we are using most of the purchased technology. That's why, you know, in some of the meetings it has been told, our slogan should be not make in India. It should be develop in India. We should have our own technologies and our own innovation. Why I say innovation again means innovation need not be a new invention. It need not be a modification from the existing system to make it more effective can also be an innovation. Why I am telling this is now after the WTO signing, the competition in the global market for selling items of our own engineering products and etc. different things is very, very competitive. 2 points are very much essential. Number 1 is the cost. Number 2 is the quality. Unless the cost is so low and the quality high, we can't compete in the global market. And that's why, you know, China is flirting with items to our country, to everywhere. Now, in that aspect, when we wanted to reduce the cost, there are any number of technological, scientific and technological aspects we should think, and the innovation play a major role there. First of all, let us see, you know, how we can reduce the cost by improving the technology. Number 1 is the resources. The resources, whatever we are having, we should wisely select. the cheapest raw material, select it, avoid wastage of the raw materials, and take the available raw materials from the nearby sources. Eco-friendly raw material make use for every engineering purposes, and then go for automation so that your manpower expenditures can be reduced, save energy by different methods, and also by treating the effluents and waste, getting the byproducts, valuable byproducts. These are all the methods by which we can reduce the cost. Some of the methods only I have told it, but in all these points what I have told, innovation plays a major role. That innovation, if we wanted to get from our people, the scientists, they should have an environment for thinking in the thought process, and also with the available resources like our startup missions, incubators and etc. We should encourage them for the innovations. First of all, the innovation and the creativity will not come from an empty mind. For that, your mental screen should be so rich in informations and knowledge with the latest technological information, scientific informations, which we should gather from our institutions, academic institutions. Academic institutions should make the candidates, when they're coming out of the campus, they should see that, and their storage of the information is so high, so that at any time during the thought process, they can retrieve the data and make different combinations in the innovative ideas. And while we are doing this, we automatically make a environment in India for making it. And the research institutions also. Number of research institutions are not up to the mark in comparing with the other countries. That it has started now. And also, in technology also, there are areas we should be proud of. There are areas where, we are number one in the global standard. Textile technology. India is number one in textile technology. The quality of the textiles, what we produce is super in the market by quality as well as excellence, as well as in the least cost also. And in space, kind of achievement with the shortest possible time from 1965-72, these what we have gained. And even very, very advanced developed countries, who are launching their rockets, they come to India and do it. I know when I was in Sriharikota, I see there are about 25 to 40 countries, developed countries like Brazil, Korea, all these countries, Malaysia, Singapore, all these people are coming with their satellite to our country. So it is possible. It is possible that we can also come to the top as a developed country in par with the global standard. Our scientific institutions, like the science and technology departments of the various states, as well as the Central Science and Technology Government of India, by doing all these kind of supports, we will grow further, and no doubt that we will become a developed country with the shortest possible time, without much time evolving. We should become, with the guidance of our leadership, political will, and all other things. With these points, I wish this 1 year program of celebration, Asadika Amrit Mahotsav, will lead to sparks in the mind of the science and the leaders who are organizing it, and who the leaders of the institutions who run it with the most efficiency. We will achieve it, and within the coming years, we will be in par with any developed nation in the global scenario. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. We now move on to the session, which showcases some of the prestigious STI institutions in the state. Let's hear about the activities of Indian Institute of Palakkad, Technology Palakkad first. Professor P.B. Sunil Kumar, the director of IIT Palakkad, is a renowned physicist known for his research on soft matter and biological physics. He was earlier a professor in physics at IIT Madras, a fellow of Indian Academy of Sciences and selected recently for Professor M.B. Piley Award for the Distinguished Academician by Cochin University of Science and Technology. It's my pleasure to invite Professor P.B. Sunil Kumar to brief the activities of IIT Palakkad. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to present a brief overview about IIT Palakkad in this meeting to celebrate Asadika Amrit Mahotsav, organized by Kerala Council for Science and Technology and Environment. And I thank all the organizers, first of all, for giving me this opportunity. As Professor Dattan just now said, science and technology, science, technology, and innovation is a theme, and and having all the institutions coming together here to present what they do and what they are is certainly an appropriate thing to do. Start off this Mahotsav. So in that context, I would just make a very brief presentation, very short presentation about, IIT Palakkad is a new institution. So just to let you know where we are right now. So I just give a very brief overview. I'll just share my screen and how that works. I want to go to the, so just give me a minute. I hope you are able to see my screen, or are you able to see my screen? No? I'm sorry, just give me a minute. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to the full mode.
View mode, sir.
Hmm?
Please move on to the view mode.
Yeah, I'm just
view.
trying to show that about a slideshow. Is it okay now?
I mean,
It's now
no, sir.
showing both the things.
It is always showing the other screen. That's what I was. Just give me a minute. I'm sorry. I hope it's okay now.
It's coming up.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. It took some time. Yeah. So, IIT Palakkad is a theme called Nurturing Minds for a Better World. And as we just now said, about science, technology, and innovation. See, science is, we say, the cognition of reality. It's a way of thinking, and innovation is a culture. So we need to build that among the young minds, and that is what our theme is for this institute. Okay. And we started with a very humble beginning in 2015 with about 120 students. Okay, and right now we are about 1,000 students strong. Okay, and with about 100 faculty. Our main theme is the vision is to become a leader in cross-disciplinary inquiries. From the beginning itself, that is the focus of this institution is. Okay, and basically recognize collective growth in collaboration with industry and other academic institutions. And we recognize that as a need of the time, and recognizes as an educational institution and also as a research institution, the important as a technology institution, we recognize and emphasize that blue sky research and directed research are essential pillars of the technology development. And we target to become a 5,000 student campus in coming 5 to 10 years. So I said this is a brief timeline sketch of events. Let's just run through it very quickly. We started in 2014. 2014, the government of India actually announces an IIT in Kerala. Okay, and 2015 is when Palakkad was actually finalized as the place for the IIT, and we started in the same year in 2015 from Ahilya Integrated Campus as our temporary campus with an IIT Madras as the mentor for this institution. And in 2016, the government had actually passed the Lok Sabha actually passed the establishment of the 6 new IITs by including it in the Act of Parliament, which is originally is 1961. So this was modified to include the 6 new IITs in the IITs Act. And 2017, the first director of IIT Palakkad was appointed, and I took over charge. And 2019 is when we actually, we recognize that building an institution of this size with a campus would maybe take some time. Okay, and at the same time, we were very clear that we want our first batch of students to graduate from our new campus, our permanent campus. So we started building a small part of a permanent campus. We built some buildings, and that was what called Nila campus, and that construction actually started in 2019 and 2020. Honorable Chief Minister Shri Pinarayi Vijayan actually inaugurated this campus, our main campus, this small part of the main campus, which we call as Nila campus. And at the same time, same day, the Honorable Minister of Education, Government of India laid the foundation stone for our major campus work. And now if you look at, we are about 972 students at present, because this batch of first year batch of BTech students have not come. When they come, we'll be about 1,200 students. Okay, there were 972 at present here, and half of it is actually MTech and MS and PhD. Okay, so half is PG and half is BTech right now. Okay, we will be 200 students more once the first year batch upcoming this year. So we have been emphasizing both on masters and undergraduate research, undergraduate education here, and also on research from the beginning onwards. And about the course programs we are running now, as we are running 4 BTech programs in computer science and engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering. And we run 6 MTech programs in geotechnical engineering, manufacturing and materials, and data science, which is an interdisciplinary program involving many departments. And we do an MTech on system on chip design, which is again an interdisciplinary program, and MTech in computing and mathematics, and MTech in power systems and electronics too. And we run the MSc in physics, chemistry, and mathematics in addition. So these are the course programs which we are running. And as I said, we are about 94 faculty now in the system, and we have about 9 departments right now. And we have, as I said, growing together with other institutions and other establishments around is our theme. So we have from the beginning started a continuing education cell at IIT Palakkad. We have a Center for Education Technology, and which has also become very important for us considering the present scenario of online teaching, etc. And we wanted to use this continuing education cell activities to connect with all the institutions and colleges around at Palakkad and in Kerala and around. So we have several programs running already under this center, and we really look forward to connecting with more people in this. Okay, this is one we have set up a state-of-the-art studio of classroom as part of our education technology cell. So coming to research, we have identified a few thrust areas right now. As KP Sudhir said in the beginning, health and biomedical engineering is very, very important for the state and for country. So that is definitely one of our areas for thrust areas for research too. and manufacturing and materials. And again, water resources and hydrology is another important area for the country and for the state and for the region. Okay, and with all the floods and droughts which we have had in the last years, this has become a very important area. So we are very keen on contributing to that. Geotechnical engineering, especially slope stabilization. I think nobody need to be told in Kerala why this is an important area. And sustainability, we decided to have a center for sustainability because we are on the foothills of the Western Ghats, and we know how important that is, and we thought we should be really contributing to that, and so we have used that. And agricultural engineering and food science is another thrust area which we put in. And again, Palakkad is one of the big agricultural areas in Kerala, and so we have already connected to the agricultural department here, and we've been including in collaboration with our data science team. We have been already started many programs on this. And cyber physical systems and cyber security is national important areas, and so we have 2 centers on that too here. Now, the way we wanted to do research here was to, initially itself in this institute, instead of traditional departments doing their own research, we wanted to actually focus on interdisciplinary research, and we wanted collaborative environment for that. So we have been focusing on establishing research centers which are above the departments, that is at the institute level, and all involving many departments. So the one which we have started so far is on advanced VLSI system and architecture lab, which is we also started running that MTech program on system on chip design. And we have a computational imaging center. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the coming slide. And we have physical, chemical, and biology laboratory, again very interdisciplinary, involving physics, chemistry, and mechanical engineering. And a center for research and education in data science, which I already showed. It got about 8 departments participating. And then environmental sciences and a sustainable engineering center. It's called Essence, which is, again, I'll talk about slide about that in coming. So Center for Computational Imaging is one has been very active here, and it is talked about in it is the theme of sensing, imaging, and accelerating. Right now they are actually focusing also on biomedical imaging, and mostly on ultrasound. What the initial starting project is on. But they will be going to optical and physiological and radio frequency sensors soon. Okay. So the idea is we can develop sensors, okay, and have the setup for imaging and sensing, and also have develop hardware for accelerated processing of the images. Okay. And they've already done some very good work on automated lung ultrasound for COVID management, and and many other things. So this is a center which has already been very, very active. The Center for Research and Education in Data Science, we've been also very, very active. We've also been part of many Kerala government initiatives on the thing, and they've been working together. And they run a postgraduate course right now, and we are planning to do an MTech BTech program starting next academic year. And the theme, so many in the MTech program itself, we have entry from computer science, electrical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and physics, math coming into this program. And research focus is, as I said, one is on smart farming, okay, towards sustainable agricultural framework. Okay, and smart farming is not just to increase productivity, but it is to increase productivity using very minimum resources, and that resource minimization is our main theme. That is both in terms of fertilizers, water, everything. Okay, how to minimize resources. The resource usage is one of the main theme of the center. Okay, and then we would also look at AI-based water management thing. Okay, that is another one which we will be looking at under this, and another one is on actually modeling on zoonotic epidemics using data science. Okay, so these are the three themes which have been done, and then we have, as I said, in the essence, the environmental sciences and sustainable engineering. Okay, and here again bringing in science and technology and policy making together. The policy making is also a very important part of this center. So this is also involves humanities department. Okay, and so science, engineering, and policy making together to a sustainable development is what this is the theme of this center is. Okay. So interest area here is climate action, environmental and human health, and resilient societies, and translating research and development into policy, as I said. So again, many departments are participating in this center too. Now, to support these central research centers, we also have set up, pooled all our resources into central research facilities. Okay, and we have started many central research facilities already. 2 of them are actually very active coming. One is on Center for Instrumentation for Central Instrumentation Facility and Central Micro Nano Fabrication Facility, and we have many. This is about a facility which is about 30 crores. We have set it up in the last 2 years. Okay, and which has all kind of analytical instruments and fabrication facilities, and with a small clean room too. Okay, so this is something which you have already set up, and then we have a central facility for materials and manufacturing engineering, and again, the state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities, especially focusing on additive manufacturing and precision manufacturing, is what we have set up here. Considering that Palakkad is also an industrial hub, and we've been also very close to Coimbatore, which is a manufacturing hub. Okay, so we hope to have a lot of collaborations with these institutions here. And now coming to innovation, we have also started as a startup and technology incubation center at IIT Palakkad. This is called TechIn. Okay, and here with the goal of discovering disruptive technologies, translate ideas from lab to market, train students and faculty into incubators and startups. Okay, and most importantly, it is open to all. It is not just restricted to IIT Palakkad alone. Just in a few minutes back, we were in an MOU signing with NSS College of Palakkad. Okay, yesterday we signed an MOU with the GEC Palakkad. Okay, so Sri Krishnapuram. So we are actually bringing in all the colleges also into this incubation hub. Okay, and we want to have a hub here, which will collaborate with all the institutes and also the industries around, and to develop an innovation and incubation ecosystem. That is one. And we also have that we have a special incubation hub here on intelligent collaborative systems, and this is funded by the Government of India under the National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber-Physical System. And so we have one on that called Intelligent Collaborative System. This is actually started last year. So these are 2 basically innovation and incubation activities which we have in IIT Palakkad. Okay. So that with that, I would say that also we also have signed actually with KSCSTE, Kerala Science and Technology community. We already signed MOUs with NATPAC, KHRI, and CWRDM on different things. Okay, and so we are actually looking forward to collaborating with more such institutions and building a system together. And I'll just go through the saying that we are part of we are regional hub for Untitled Bharat Abhiyan. Okay, a regional center. So there are 3 regional centers in Kerala, and we are one of them. We have about 7 districts under us. Okay, and so we have been very active in this region, and we actually also had started a part of the UBA and also a part of our initiative to connect with the public. We want to make sure that this IIT doesn't remain isolated from public, and we wanted to connect with the public, and we started a public lecture series, which actually was held in Palakkad town. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we had to suspend this, but we had started this in 2019 and 2020, early 2019, late 2019, where we started this program, and we hope to continue this as soon as the situation come back to normal. Okay, and this public lecture series is called Pale Blue Dot. Okay, and this is some of the views of the lecture which happened in Palakkad town. Okay. So we also have a math circle program here. Again, the idea here is to not identify the great talents in mathematics and make them mathematicians. Here again, our idea is this math circle is to connect with schools, okay, and bring up the level of mathematics education so that we have a good feed of mathematics educated students into science, technology, and other areas of activities. Okay, so this is idea. This again we started in 2020 beginning, and we did some pilot projects. Again, these have been suspended now because of the COVID situation. Okay, so just to conclude, I want to say that we run from 2 different campuses. Okay, one is an Ahalya campus, which is our temporary campus, and we have this Nila campus, which is our part of a permanent campus. and we are building a very green and eco-friendly campus. And this is a master plan for 12,000 students, which will come up maybe in 50 years. Okay, but we are building stage by stage, and the first part of that is to build a campus for 1,200 students, and the second part would be to make it to 2,500 students, and then scale it to 5,000. And that is a plan which we have made already. Okay, and this is a view of our permanent campus site, which you can see that on the left hand side is the Nila campus, which is where we are operating from, and the right hand side where you see with all those water bodies is the one which is construction is right now going on. Okay, with that, I thank you all for your attention, and we look forward to collaborate with each one of this institution chairperson today in this meeting in the coming years, and build a good science technology and enhance the science technology and innovation ecosystem which we have already in Kerala, and enhance that to the maximum possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for briefing the activities of IIT Palakkad. Great to see the fast pace of developments at the institute. And now, Professor Chandra Narayana is the director of Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology, Thiruvananthapuram. Professor Narayana formerly served as Professor of Chemistry and Material Physics Unit and Dean Research and Development at Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research. He has specialized in Raman spectroscopy, and his group emerged to be one of the well-known groups in the country for the use of Raman spectroscopy in the areas of physics, chemistry, and biology. He is a fellow of Indian Academy of Sciences, Royal Society of Chemistry, and Indian National Academy of Sciences. With immense pleasure, I invite Professor Chandra Narayana to brief the activities of Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sarika. First of all, I would like to thank Kerala State Council for Science and Technology and Environment for inviting me. It's a wonderful occasion, and I'm very happy that RGCB is representing some of the best institutions in Kerala. I would like to thank specifically Professor KP Sudhir, Executive Vice President, KSCSTE, and Shri M. Chandran Dattan, sir, who is the Mentor Science Government of Kerala. I would also like to thank our DST representative, Dr. Devapriya Datta, head of the SEED DST. I would like to thank all of my co-heads of scientific institutions for making time to come for this wonderful occasion. Let me start my presentation. For a short presentation of 20 minutes, I'll show you the achievements and activities of Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology. It has been 30 years. We have been serving the nation and fueling discoveries. We have three areas which we developed post 2007, and that is fundamental research and discovery, which is in our main campus at Thaikad, and we have discovery and innovation temporarily housed in Kfra campus, but that is going to be developed into the new campus at Akulam, which the details are given here, and it should be up and running starting from October this year. We have also been in collaboration with Kerala Startup Mission, doing translational and business development at Kochi Bionest. This is the gateway for discovery, innovation, and translation of biotechnology. Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology, as it evolved, it was established in 1990 under the Kerala State Science and Technology and Environment Department. Research complex of 1,75,000 square feet was completed in 2000 in the main campus. State government expressed its inability to provide needed sustainable funding for the modern biology. Post this, we requested the central government for taking over our institution. In the union budget of 2006, it was announced that Department of Biotechnology is taking over RGCB for the government of India. Government of Kerala was very kind enough to hand over RGCB to Government of India, and also cancel the land lease and giving full ownership to RGCB puts and also had no preconditions for it. It also gave a 20-acre of prime land at no cost to RGCB for expansion activities. Union Cabinet approved everything under the DBT in April 1, 2007. RGCB currently has a major emphasis on disease biology, and it has 5 areas which it is concentrating on: cancer research, cardiovascular and diabetic biology, pathogen biology, neuro and reproductive biology, plant biotechnology, which is mostly concentrating on spice genomics. It also is taking from there the fundamental research to translation biotechnology, product and process development, target identification, repositioning of therapeutics, development of natural products as therapeutics, and vaccine efficacy studies, preclinical testing, and clinical trials. We are also one of the very few institutions which have a large service and training facility, which is a revenue generating program. We have under that laboratory of medicine and molecular diagnostics, medical laboratory services, vaccine efficacy center, molecular forensics, research and diagnostic consultancy platforms. These supplement our other expenditure components. So giving an overview of RGCB, I would say that disease biology research is the major component, and it looks at 4 verticals, which is basic science, physiological and molecular biology research in immortalized cell lines or animal and plant models. Early translational science, which actually looks at mechanistic research in primary human tissues that has direct relationship to human, animal, and plant diseases. Clinical sciences is the 3rd vertical, which is research involving clinical interventions such as drugs, trials, very new diagnostic tools, assessment of disease markers, and epidemiology of diseases. We also have a strong interest in technology development, development of devices and platforms for better diagnosis of diseases or laboratory tools for research. Major international collaboration programs and fundings comes from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This is for the cervical cancer vaccine trial, which we are doing. World Health Organization and European Union have come together to look at head and neck cancer. National Institute of Health has been supporting us. Mayo Clinic in US and Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation has been looking at cancer drug discovery. Emory University is another of our collaborators. We have also a DBT cluster program where we are looking at pathogenesis of gallbladder cancer, which is one of the cancers which has not been having cure, and it is a very major problem in world over. And here we have combined together with the 2 DBT institutions, Institute of Life Sciences and Institute of Biodiversity and Sustainable Development to come together. On an average, this institution has been publishing about 80 publications per year, as you can see from the last 5 years also. And we are looking at innovation in a big way. So translating biotechnology for public health is one of our motto. RGCB developed as an institute with a difference to provide immediate benefits to the public. RGCB provides an NABL, NABH, and ILAC certified laboratory medicine and molecular diagnostic facility approved by Government of India, Department of Health, a class laboratory. Molecular forensic is helping in crime investigation and judiciary. Medical laboratory services supports the state for specialized diagnostics. Now, revenue generation models of ours is molecular platform services. So RGCB has an excellent track record of successfully translating basic research discoveries toward the including clinical trials, and is ideally posed to become an entry portal for preclinical drug development. We have a national facility for drug discovery and development therapeutics under the Department of Science and Technology. As part of this, large number of cell-based assays and preclinical models were developed for target-based drug screening and discovery. These are currently being utilized by academia and industries as molecular platform services. We have a FRET-based Caspase sensor, fluorescent protein-based cell cycle and cell death assays, real-time angiogenesis assays, growth factor assays, and proteasome inhibitor screening assays, etc. We had been contributing to the public health and also for Kerala government in a big way. In the Okchi aftermath, we were the institution which actually looked at identifying the bodies of the dead fishermen, and that was a major contribution which was recognized by the Kerala government. Also, in the Kollam temple fire, 102 dead people were identified, and we were able to provide the grieving families their people who had died in this thing. And with the Kerala government, we have actually started the medical laboratory services, which was inaugurated by our current Honorable Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. It is actually taking translation capability for better healthcare. While technology continues to improve the productivity of today's laboratories, the new technologies, new disease pandemics continues to drive the need for more innovative tests and test methods. So that is where RGCV brings in to support the healthcare system in Kerala. Changes in the world, such as bioterrorism and the speed with which the disease squad globally drives the need for rapid diagnostics becomes more and more important. We have this laboratory for medicine and molecular diagnostics, which is, as I said, is accredited by both international and national national accrediting agencies. It provides 50 viruses and most bacterial and fungal isolates. We have done in 2017-18, we had done for dengue and chikungunya, now also for Nipah. We have actually test facilities available. A referral center for regional cancer center for all molecular biomarkers. MCI recognized Center for Medical Rotation for medical postgraduates. That's another area where this particular lab does. We have major social programs which we have initiated. One with the DBT, which is called the Genome India, which is to look at the genetic variations in India. This is cataloging all the genetic variations all over India. We are doing it for Kerala specifically. Under the Department of Science and Technology, we have created a Center for Excellence in Inclusive Technology Intervention for Tribal Heritage Resilience of Kerala, where we are developing protection of the tribal heritage and biodiversity through documentation, scientific evolution, value addition, and capacity of building of tribes. This we have done it in Wayanad and Idukki. Then we have in innovation, we have joined with Kerala Startup Mission and set up this BioNest at Kochi. And this facility actually is having 4 broad business verticals: molecular biology, fermentation technology, phytotechnology or herbal medicines, and micropropagation. We currently have 30 incubating companies operating as startups from BioNest, 28 of them physical and 2 of them are virtual. Some of the examples are here. This is one of the very important companies which is doing track vein infrared viewer, which is battery operated, portable, which can look at bifurcations of the veins by both visualizing with infrared and real time. Then we have for children, newborns which have bilirubin which is a very necessary intervention which is required. Here is a very portable system where a fiber optic based blanket which can be wrapped around and phototherapy can be done on the system. Then there is a company which has developed Aquasense, which is for looking at all the bacteria in the water. So it can look at the coliform bacteria, which are major problems in drinking water. And this is a very simple test which can be done at any house for 200 rupees. We can do this test, and it can be. It is already being commercialized. And then we have done a technology transfer on herbal mouthwash. This is a very major problem, oral mucositis and periodontal disease happens after radiation therapy of most of the oral cancer patients. And this is a very effective drug, and it's now being licensed to Kigo Lab Private Limited, and it has been used extensively. This is another discovery which happened from a local plant which is called Manatakali, which from which it was derived this in collaboration with National Institute of NIIST, which isolated this molecule erythrocyte B, where Ruby Anthony of our institute actually found out that it is a very effective drug for liver cancer treatment, especially in very severe cases of liver cirrhosis. It can revert back the development of the liver. And this is being now in the clinical trials. And we have also got an FDA approval for orphan drug candidate. This has been also transferred technology. During the COVID, we have co-developed lateral flow techniques for SARS-CoV-2 antigen test-based system. Then we have also co-developed the antibody rapid antigen antibody test. Also developed single tube multiplexed PCR real-time PCR system for COVID tests. And we have VTM and validated and marketed in India under the Q-Line products. This is what is being sold now here. Then our scientists have developed a pseudoviron assay. As you know, we don't have a BSL-3 facility, so we do use the pseudoviron technology for validating industry and academia's anti-COVID solutions. And already we have done for 200 plus samples. We also have developed assays which are for expressing human AC2 for COVID testing. And these assays are now available through a company in Bionest called Laylog Life Sciences. Another very important test, which is an initial test which people can do at home for very simple test called COVID anosmia checker, which is now marketed by Investigator E Supporting Service Private Limited Trivandrum. And it is an odor-based test, and it is quickly, it tells you whether you have COVID or not before even you do the test. Our compendium of technology is listed on the on our website. Around 21 technologies, and their current status is current status is displayed. We have a strong teaching program where we have one of the best and most competitive PhD programs. PhD in Translational Science and Medicine PhD program is designed to train candidates in terminal degrees in medicine, dentistry, veterinary sciences, pharmacy, to become leaders in the next generation of translational science by studying human diseases at interfaces between basic and clinical biology. Unique MSc program has been started 2 years back, and our first batch has already graduated, and this batch has already gone abroad as well as got admissions within the country. And we are very proud to say that this is a very successful program on molecular diagnostics, molecular plant sciences, and disease biology. We at RGCB are have a vibrant research atmosphere, loyal, dedicated, and talented professionals, excellent infrastructure, scientific corporate culture in the R&D administration, self-earning habits have been developed, encourages industry partnership, outstanding international research collaborations are existing, excellent track record in extramural funding, which we generate, leaders in contract research, including High Court monitored investigations, well sought after and comprehensive MSc and PhD programs, sciences and committed science with service with commitment to society, business development incubators, DNA fingerprinting, DNA barcoding for crime investigation agencies, advanced laboratories for medicine investigations for Kerala Health Department hospitals. Looking forward for the few years, we are going to have this national drug targeting design and development, then National Center for Molecular Medicine, RGCB spin-off companies and bioincubators will be there in Arkulam campus. New initiatives in tumor immunology and immunotherapy with clinical centers of Kerala. Ideal blending of biologists, physicians, scientists, engineers, and technologists exist in RGCB, which is what we are developing now. And we are going to, within another 2 or 3 months, we will have the BSL-3 facility to support research on high containment requiring pathogens. So we should be having the best facility in Kerala, one of its kind in Kerala. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and I hope I've given you an overview of what happens in RGCB. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for detailing the facilities and research and academic accomplishments of RGCB. Good to see the evolution of RGCB as an institute of excellence and with societal implications. Thank you, sir. And now we have Shri Tirunal Institute for Medical Sciences and Technology, which is situated at Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. It's an institution of national importance under the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Today we have with us Dr. Hari Krishna Verma, the head of Biomedical Wing, Technology Wing, Shri Tirunal Institute for Medical Science and Technology, to brief the activities of the institute. Dr. Hari Krishna Verma's area of research is in bioceramic materials and its hard tissue prosthetic applications. He is the president of Society of Biomaterials and Artificial Organs, India, and has received the prestigious Material Research Society of India Medal in the year 2010. With this, let me invite Dr. Hari Krishna Verma for the presentation about Shri Tirunal Institute for Medical Science and Technology. You, sir.
So, very good. Good morning to all of you, for the very distinguished speakers as well as the participants. And it's my great opportunity to present before you, in absence of my director, Professor Ajit Kumar, about the activities of Shri Tirunal in this last few years. So, I just start this with our remembering the great people behind the establishment of this institute, like Professor Valyathala, along with the then Chief Minister, Professor Dr. Shri Chidamenon, and generous support from the royal family of Travancore, and specifically Shri Tirunal, the last king of Travancore. And they have donated a lot of is it clear? Excuse me.
Yes, it's clear, sir.
Okay, thank you. So this has been and the institute has started as a state institute in 1976 as a specialty hospital for the tertiary center for cardiovascular and neuro specialties. And in 1977, the Pujapura campus of the Shri Tirunal Institute as the biomedical technology wing in the settlement palace. It was also belongs to the old royal family, and they donated this building as well as around 25 acres of land. And in 1980, the central government decided to take over this and as a new concept of utilizing uniting technology of medical science with a single institutional framework and under the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. And in 1997, the initiative on public health, Atmanirbhar Center for Health Science Studies starts. So the mandate of this has with the Parliament Act, this one promote the R&D in the biomedical engineering and technology, delivering high quality patient care in selected super specialties, develop innovative postgraduate training programs, and participating in public health reforms through research, training, and interventions. So that we have about total faculty of over 135. We have in the Pujapara, we have around in the camp biomedical technology, we have about 50, and medical clinicians in the 80, around 83 in the hospital wing, and total staff to the 917. So some of the very recent funding from the generous fund of the central government, we have started a new Swasthya Suraksha block under the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Yodhana. This is about so the new building with a 7-story building is coming in the Puja in the medical college campus in our hospital, and we have a new combinational devices block which is again funded by DST, which is coming in Pujapura campus for the new combinational device like tissue engineering and 3D associated printing, which both cells as well as the materials interact together to generate new devices. And we have a regional technical resources center of health technology assessment at Achuthamenon Center, and again implement a data center also will be coming in the Sri Chitra hospital wing. And this is just a nutshell of some of the publication records. We have about around 250 to 300 papers published, and we have suddenly a increase in the impact factor because of some of the publications in the Lancet. And we produce about the PhDs about 54 numbers in average. And extramural funding also we have different sources from different DST, SERB, and DBT. And we have a general support of a technical research center. We will come again into this one from DST for specifically for mission mode developmental program for medical devices. And apart from other institutional funding agencies like Broad as well as from Government of Kerala. And these are some of the patents, and we generated recently, and this is the nutshell of this one, because we, as we are have the IP has to be protected and for the commercial activities. And academic highlights, we have about research manpower, DM, MCH, and PDF, as well as the MPH program in hospital wing. We other than the PhDs, we have about 415, and technical manpower in the other allied subject like, and the MTech and grading. And we have inter-university collaboration of research as well as scientific presenter conference. And major studies, this is one of the recent studies Dr. Harikrishnan, the cardiology department, started as a National Center for Advanced Research in the Care in heart failure, where totally about 5 crore has been recently awarded into this very novel program. So in the biomedical technology wing that is set up to mandate to develop medical device technologies to meet the healthcare needs of India, activities will include biomaterials development, processing, characterization of medical device development, testing, and its evaluation. And we have an accredited platform, and we'll come to the slides later. So as some of the flagship technology products which we have developed over the last past years, this is one of the blood bag. This is the India's first PVC blood bag, developed by a startup company at that time, Penpol, and later it has been associated with Terumo. And now this company is producing about 30 million blood bags every year from Trivandrum in a factory, and HLL also have a similar about 1.15 million bags actually. So this is being exported to various countries. This is one of the low cost but high volume product. Whereas the other major technology innovation, this is a Chitra heart valve, which has been transferred in 1994, and 1999 the first implantation in the human being. And now we have more than about 150,000 implantations and used in many centers, as well as the first patients now crossed is in Trivandrum, and it's 27 years. And this was got just after Maruti. This was in 2001 Maruti got, and 2002 we have the National Technology Award. And currently, we are having the next generation heart valve will be starting for the clinical trial this year at our center for about 50 patients with improved features for MRI compatibility, etc. And over the years, we have several devices like as well as shunt, which is a market technology taken by HLL, and the synthetic bioactive materials for that. These are the bone graft materials, where normally they are very expensive material per gram cost you if you are imported product. So these are two companies now marketing in India. They are manufacturing and got the drug license, and these two companies are marketing in India. And there are other dental composites, which are also very expensive products, which are also by a company called Anabon Stedman in Chennai. And they have also taken technologies of many of this type of dental applications. And this is another major product with the help of HLL. This is the contraceptive device, intrauterine device. This also being currently in the market, and a device to show the precise location of the viewer also from Agape Cochin. This is also in the market. So these are some of the technologies. And currently, we are some of the technologies in the evaluation stage, like the injectable hydrogels for the repair, cartilage repair. And this is a major left ventricle assist device. So it is a bridge to heart. The patients waiting for the heart transplant, they can go up to 5 to 6 months with this type of left ventricle assist devices. This is a company called Merrill. We have a tie-up with them, and we are in the process of our first starting of the in vivo evaluation in the animal models. And this is a novel concept of lint-free absorbent medical dressing. This is also in the company in Cochin, is already currently in the evaluation stage. And DST has in 2016, DST has given a general funding for this Technical Research Center for Biomedical Devices as a nodal center for the medical devices in India. And this focuses on developing medical devices technology in 5 identified like cardiovascular, neuroprosthetic, heart tissue, as well as the biological, in vitro diagnostic, etc. And apart from that, a medical device regulatory compliance facility, MDR-CF, also been set up under this one, and another industry institute partnership for training manpower for the industry, and a technology business incubator for medical devices in the Pujapura campus. And these, as Professor Sudhir was asked me, so that I just start with in the COVID last 2 years, where some of the very simple but at the same time useful technologies were developed and transferred to industry. These are some of the this is an RNA isolation kit, which is marketing by Agape Diagnostics. And this is the Wipro 3D emergency breathing assist. This is it's not a full-fledged ventilator, but it's a breathing assist devices, but it's 1/10th of the price of a ventilator. This is already more than about 300 units has been manufactured by the Bangalore plant of Wipro. And this recently, Chitra SARS-CoV multiplex detection RT-PCR kit has been launched by the Life Sciences Hyderabad, and these are also currently in the market. And these are the flocked nylon swabs for the treating samples from the nasal samples from. This is a company in Cochin, and these are UV disinfection devices. And this is a startup company in Cochin. They have really successful, more than generating about 50 lakhs in the last year itself, and they're doing very good business. And along with the IIT Madras and the Creative Labs, it's a startup company. We have the deployable modular field hospitals, and they are also doing different type of modular hospitals, which can be set up in anywhere within very, very short time. And other than that, we have also some of the Origin Diagnostics, there's a company in Quellam. They also have taken this swabs as well as the viral transport medium, which is again useful in the COVID detection system. And this is a totally new concept of this type of suction device which is connected to the in the hospital, in the theater, the surgical theaters, where with the respiratory as well as these body fluids can be collected and disinfected in the bag itself. Otherwise it can get cross contamination because of the current COVID and other major these contagious diseases. So that this company has taken this technology and they are in the process of releasing it to the market, so that it can be safely disposed without having any cross contamination. And some of the major, as Chitra is being working as well as working on the class 3 or class 4 devices, high risk devices. So we still continue with the TRC funding. This is again the two technologies after the TRL level 4. We have transferred to a major company called Biorad Medicines in the Pune. This is one is the aerial septal defect occluder. We can see to close the hole in the heart, where which it can be deployed just like your stent through the transcatheter, because people doesn't want to have a open heart surgery. So that currently everything is being used the transcatheter mode, so that patient can have less time in the ICU as well as can be can discharge from the hospital within 3 days or so. So the ASD Occluder has been again in collaboration with the NAL for the alloy shape memory. This is using a nickel titanium alloy called shape memory alloys. The whole technology was developed for the other applications, the NAL. So we had a tie-up with this one for the completely, so that the completely indigenous material is available, and we don't have to depend on any import substitution. Again, this is also flow diverter stent, which is again the aneurysm, which is again the ballooning or bulging of the dilation of arteries in the brain, which can be prevented by through the transcatheter mode, which can be deployed this type of diverter stent, so that this will not rupture. Otherwise, it is very life threatening. It can this type of rupturing in the arteries can lead to very morbid condition. So this is also again transferred to the industry. So we are so the thing is that Chitra has a policy of early induction of the industry into the stream, so that we can produce. Otherwise, the high risk disease take about 10 years to completely make into the market, so that this can be avoided by early induction of that for the evaluation of the both animal evaluation as well as human and clinical trials. So these are the we are having this type of major companies. They are also having a very good track record in these type of high risk devices. So this is again a major challenge in India to get the right type of partnership, so that we can go ahead with the technology transfer and the product can be released into the market at the earlier stage. And these are again the flow. This is again a company has taken this technology like a blood flow meter, which is used in the open heart surgery as well as this is another technology, external pneumatic compression devices for the deep brain thrombosis. This is a pulsating method by which a sequential compression technique used to external cuff, as well as this can be used for the patients. And these are some of the products under development. One is the deep brain stimulator, which is mainly for the Parkinson and other thing. This is both to have a very critical electrode which is placed inside the brain, and we have a monitoring totally external system where which we can control this one, the various electrical parameters, so that the clinicians can control the problems of this Parkinson. And this is again is a very expensive, imported device. So this has been already having a tie-up with an industry. And intracranial electrodes are also very important devices for the neurosurgical application. This is also developed, and this is again interesting bioprosthetic. We have the mechanical heart valve now. For the elderly people, mechanical valves are not suggested because of the thrombosis and other things. So bioprosthetic valve, this is also being developed, and the initial animal trials are going on in the bioprosthetic valve. And this is a extra corporate centrifugal blood pump, as well as the another product is a bioactive intravertebral spacer, which is placed in between the vertebra and the spinal cord, so that people with spinal deformities as well as some of the problem of the nerve compression can be avoided by placing these type of spacers, and so that patient can have the full recovery in the locomotion. And the radioactive embolism agents, this is another polymeric radioactive material developed, totally new concept. And this we have a patent, and we have already applied for the PCT in the few abroad. This is a totally new, and instead of the current tantalum powders, which is used by the radiologists for the radio viewing of veins, this is a totally iodine-based polymeric material, which is less harmful, and it has injectability also much better than compared to the metallic powder-based embolism agents. And we have also a biological 3D printing system, which is 3D printed tissues can be generated. And we have a active program of 3D printed liver construct, which is for the drug toxicity, which is we can avoid the use of small animals for the initial level of screening. So this is the whole concept, and this work is also being, and we have a industrial partner linkage is also coming up in this type of testing, where which drug toxicity can be used. And there are other growth factor based scaffolds for the wound dressing, as well as the blood derived factors like albumin and immunoglobulin program. That is also, we have a pilot plant production unit is here in the Pujapura campus. And we got the 2019 National Award for Top R&D Institution organized for the patent commercialization. And because we have about currently we have holding over 127 total patents, as well as we have about 19 international patents. And we have several companies working with us for this technological as well as commercialization of this one as partnership with. And recently we have an industry sponsored program as also like the Spacetronics for the defibrillator program. And Tynor is a company in Chandigarh, whereas orthotics devices. They have already sponsored 3 programs in the and there is a co-development programs, and Biogenics also has some of the detection kits. They are also diagnostic. They are also being partner for the co-development program. And testing devices, we when in last 20 years we have a French accreditation, because we don't have the Indian NABL does not have a portfolio for the biocompatibility of the evaluation of medical devices. So if you have a indigenous biomedical device, and if you want to import it in other countries, we require accredited testing facilities for all the evaluation of the devices. So we went for the Kfra, this is a French accreditation agency. This is in place for the last 15 years. And we have for the mechanical and thermal calibration, we have NABL certification. And medical device testing, our CDSQ has given the license from this as a certificate medical device testing in 2019, and recently ICMR has designated as a validation center for COVID products. And other testing calibration services in the this one, both material qualification and design verification, in silico analysis. We have large animal studies like pre-clinical safety studies, as well as efficacy studies, and product release studies like sterility, pathogenicity, and pyrogenicity, as well as other residuals which is harmful to the before releasing into the market. And academic programs, we have in camp here also, in Pujapura also we have PhD programs, MTech and clinical program, as well as MPhil. And this will be because of the now the UGC has stopped all the MPhil program. This will be now taken to an MS program in the later stage. And we have a lot of outreach programs we're participating, and with many of the workshops and other things for the public, as well as a lot of visit by the students in the local schools as well as colleges. And we have specially, because seed division of DST has generously funded for a number of programs for the SCST students, and we have several programs like in a PhD program. They are funding for the 3 students for the SC and both for this ST, and we support the completely their fees and for the DM MCS students, 1 postdoctoral fellow, and this is also being every year we are giving the fellowships for the students. And this is and apart from that, several students have been joined in the institute in 2 batches for this one for the training in session, and they are also for 2 months they will be given all the facilities as well as training in those who are studying in the +2 as well as the PG courses. So this is a very new beginning, and this is really going to really helpful with the whole support from the DST. And in technological business incubation, the TimeEd, which is again the Ujapura campus, we have several. We have already had 4 companies as already they started their own. Then they incubated in our campus and already started in the manufacturing this one with their own this one. And there are currently about 6 companies are already again in the incubation stage. And this is also again support heavily from DST and Kerala Stream Distiller option and many other partners. BIRAC also aims funding. And so this the infrastructure time approach, we have our infrastructure as well as the seed funding. We have different levels of seed funding from the initial concept to a larger funding like up to 15 lakhs, and clinical trials and clean room facilities are also being set up so that we can have a pre-production stage in the campus itself, as well as the mentorship and the number of branding and network supports the issue to the companies. And here with I stop. Thank you very much for your question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for detailing the research and academic activities as well as and the contributions, outstanding contributions the Institute has made in developing many useful technologies. Thank you so much, sir. Now we have Dr. Samson Matthew, who serves as the Director of National Transportation Planning and Research Center at Thiruvananthapuram. Formerly, he served as the Dean and Professor of Civil Engineering at National Institute of Technology, Trichy. His teaching and research includes transportation planning, traffic engineering, road safety, pavement management, and ITS. He has successfully completed several projects and sponsored by MHRD, Government of India, and guided students for PhD. It's a pleasure to invite Dr. Samson Matthew to brief the activities of NATPAC. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shri. I'm just sharing the slide.
Okay. Samson?
Sir. A bit slow network, sir.
Okay. Samson, if you want more time, can we move to Shyam?
Yeah, but that's better, sir. That's better, sir. Maybe.
Shyam, Kfra.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Please.
Yeah. So let me introduce.
Okay. Sharika?
Yes.
Please introduce.
So we have Dr. Shyam Vishwanath, currently the Director of Kerala Forest Research Institute, an institution under Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. Dr. Shyam Vishwanath has around 26 years of forestry research experience in Indian Council of Forestry Research and Education, MOEF and CC as scientist. Worked in various research institutes of ICFRE like Tropical Forest Research Institute, Jabalpur, Institute of Forest Genetics and Tree Breeding, Coimbatore, Institute of Wood Science and Technology, Bangalore, and specialization in agroforestry and related socio-economic and ecological research. And he has focused primarily on traditional agroforestry across India during the stint in ICFRE. And it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Shyam Vishwanath to present the activities of Kerala Forest Research Institute. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sarika. I hope I'm visible to everybody, and
Yes,
also
yes.
audio is clear.
Yes, sure.
KFRI was established in 1975, and are you able to see this screen, sir?
No, no.
No, you have to share your slides. Yes, now it is coming. Yes. Yes.
Good afternoon to everybody. And thank you, Sarika, for the introduction. KFRI was established in 1975, and it was brought under KSCSTE in 2003. This has been, KFRI consists of a multidisciplinary team of experts which has been conducting research on tropical forests and forestry. And our vision is to provide scientific support for decision making in forestry with emphasis on conservation, utilization, and scientific management of natural resources. And we pride ourselves to be a world-class center of excellence in tropical forestry research. And we do undertake inter and multidisciplinary research in tropical forestry to answer some of the fundamental questions on the working of nature. KFRI, we have one of the largest sub-center that is based in Nilambur, and then we have a field research center at Velupadam, Palapalli, that is around 70 kilometers from KFRI campus. KFRI is located in Pichi, in Trichur district. And we also have 3 field stations in Malakapara, that is near Valparai. Devgulum is in Munnar, and Kottapara in Kodamangalam. Currently, we have only 17 scientists, though our sanction strength is 68, and we are in the process of recruiting more scientists. But our main strength right now is the project personnel and the PhD scholars. We have 9 program divisions and 17 departments. Besides this, we have facilities like live collections and also other arboretum, bamboo setum, bioresource park, butterfly garden, a central center for analytical instrumentation, central nursery, forest seed center, medicinal plant garden, orchidarium, fernery, palmatum, tree helpline, xylarium. There is also a seismic observatory, which is managed by CES inside the campus. As I said, that we have 9 divisions, of which 7 are the main divisions and 2 are supporting divisions, the extension and training division and library and information. So I'll move forward with the work that is being done in each of the division and the main thrust area of our research activities, which will give you an idea. One of the main division is the Silviculture division department under the SFM division, and we undertake research developing ecologically sustainable high-density forest in urban areas, standardization of seed handling, production of quality planting materials. We have a nursery which caters to around 2.5 lakh plants, of which majority are medicinal plants. And we do conduct studies, EA, environmental impact studies, and also growing stock estimation of commercially important species like teak, developing conservation plans for development projects like the National Highways Authority of India, they approach us for that. And also another important thing is the management of IAS, that is invasive alien species, rejuvenation of vulnerable habitats, especially coastal and riparian ecosystem. Nowadays, mangroves are becoming increasingly important, and we have a major program with the Kerala Forest Department. And we maintain live collections, including 2 arboretums, one in the campus and another in Palapalli. And we do have this Kerala Forest Seed Center. We handle close to 75 tons of seed every year, which our main, especially teak. Forest Department, we supply processed seed after grading. We supply to them. We do our collections from Nilambur areas and other prime areas. And also we have seeds of 55 other species, which are available to stakeholders, and all the details are on our website. And the soil science department, we are in the process of raising green belts in coastal areas, evaluation of factors affecting plantation productivity. We do have this composting technology that is from weeds in forest areas. And we have transferred this technology to the forest department. Restoration and reformation of degraded soils of Kerala, soil conservation, degraded sites. One of the major activities is a riverbank stabilization program that we undertake, biorestoration and development of riverbank stabilization protocols, which we have done with the local self-government in Manalipura, and another is in Vadakancheri. We have developed a manual for biorestoration of river banks, and now that has been translated into Malayalam, and we are in the process of giving training to the local self-governments with the help of KILA, Kerala Institute of studies in that's also based in Trichy. With the forest department, we have a major activity. That is the restoration of low productivity teak plantations back to natural forests. Kerala Forest Department has around 55,000 hectares of prime teak plantations, of which they have come to the conclusion that site quality 3, 4, and 5 should be converted back to natural forests, and we are assisting them in developing a management plan for that. The soil museum that we have in Kfra is one of the unique of its kind. It's dedicated to forest soils. Other than Kfra, I think only FRI, Forest Research Institute, has this. This showcases the diversity of forest soil and mineral resources of the state and provide critical inputs for forest management. So we have right now, we have in the museum several whatever forest types that are existing in Kerala, soil monoliths and reach of this forest type. Champion and Seth has classified all the Indian forest types into 16 main types, and we are in the process of expanding it to the next stage, taking soil monoliths from all the 16 forest types across India. That also will be establishing in another 2 years. Under the physiology department, we have studies on the physiological biochemical aspects of recalcitrant seeds, vegetative propagation of important tree species, including teak, developing protocols for clonal and seed propagation technique. We do undertake studies on climate change impact on endemic and threatened species, afforestation and ecorestoration of degraded sites, and also conservation of both species in habitat and resource augmentation and enhancement in both the forest and non-forest areas of critically endangered species. The Forest Genetics and Biotechnology Division also undertakes major programs, and one of the key areas that we do is DNA fingerprinting, timber forensics, DNA barcoding, population genetics, molecular phylogeny, genomics, and transcriptomics. The DNA barcoding work that we do at KFRI, we had developed a DNA barcode tool for the certification of commercially important bamboo species. Bamboo, as you know, that during the nursery stage is very difficult to identify them. So this DNA barcode helps in the certification of those commercial bamboo species and also for authentication. And we have also developed barcodes for the authentication of Ayurvedic raw drugs also. And recently we are into this timber forensics, and the forest department do approaches, especially for tracing timber traceability from private lands and some of the issues that we are well aware of in recent times. And forest ecology and biodiversity conservation. Under this program, we have forest ecology, forest botany, wildlife biology. Our thrust areas are in the biodiversity evaluation and conservation of fragile ecosystems, rehabilitation and restoration, ecosystem and landscape analysis, population ecology, long-term monitoring of forest ecosystem through permanent plots. We have 36 permanent plots across the state of Kerala, covering the various forest types, and the 10 hectare in Sholaya, where we have this Malakapara field station, that is where we do very rigorous intensive studies. And human-wildlife interaction is one thing that is bothering people in Kerala. It has acquired serious dimensions in recent times. And biodiversity inventory and documentation is another thing that we do under this program. Forest Ecology Department have the major program on this long-term monitoring ecosystems in Kerala, biodiversity character at the community level using this long-term observation data, ecophysiology functional traits of forest streams and climate change responses of tropical trees are also studied there. And we are also part of the global, what is called the Tree Watch Net, which is being which is actually a global network for monitoring tree hydraulics and carbon sequestration in the context of climate change. And this is Kfra is only first and only collaborative institution in this network outside Europe. And this is housed at Ghent University in Belgium. Forest Ecology, Forest Botany Division is involved in developing strategies for in situ as well as ex situ conservation of rare, endangered and threatened species, documentation and inventorization of biodiversity of different diverse forest types and protected areas, evaluation of below ground biodiversity as well as molecular taxonomy, and also into the biosystematics and conservation of RET, rare and endangered and threatened species of flora. Besides, we have studied the impact of flood on floral elements and soil biota in Pamba, Periyar, Bharatapuzha, Chalapudi rivers in Kerala after the 2018 floods. Wildlife Department has a very crucial role. We provide necessary scientific inputs to the Forest Department in tackling these problems of wildlife, human-wildlife conflicts. Recently, we had a webinar with the Agriculture Department, Forest Department, and Kfra to develop strategies for this mitigating human-wildlife conflicts in Kerala. And our wildlife museum is one of a unique kind, exhaustive collection of species, especially freshwater fishes. And we do have ongoing programs on human-wildlife interactions. This is, as I said, acquiring serious dimensions. And we are working towards site and species-specific protocols for quick response rescue mechanisms and stakeholder awareness, and also develop priority forest management actions and research requirements. And we try to capture the attitudes of the stakeholder to a conservation of species involved in these conflicts, especially elephants. And in the context of emerging zoonotic diseases, we have studies on the ecology of bats, especially in the context of climate change. And at Kfra, we are looking into the community and population structure of bats across land use gradients in Kerala, parasite communities on bats of Kerala, habitat associations and threats to bat population across the disturbance gradient. And we look forward working with the IAV and Rajiv Gandhi Institute in this collaborative research programs involving the zoonotic diseases. We have also established a Center for Citizen Science and Biodiversity Informatics under the Wildlife Department. And this center mainly aims to coordinate and co-develop citizen science programs in critical areas, establish a citizen science network of institutions and individuals to strengthen the dialogue between science and society, and as well as to promote quality. That is one of the main targets of this center. As I mentioned, the Wildlife Museum is pretty unique. We have a long collection of well-preserved specimens, various taxa, especially of reptiles, freshwater fishes, and Forest Department, especially the lower staff come here on a regular basis for training programs, and also the zoology postgraduate students from various universities and colleges across Kerala. At the Non-Wood Forest Products Department, the main focus is on the development and standardization of value-added products from bamboo shoots. Bamboo shoots, as you know, is a nutraceutical product, and we are in the process of developing value-added products like the bamboo shoot powder, bamboo shoot flakes, and we are also working on this jigat, that is this alternative binding material for incense sticks manufacturing. As you all know, incense sticks are primarily made from bamboo, and the binding agent, which is known as jigat, is usually taken from the bark of Persea macrantha, which is becoming endangered. And we are looking at alternate materials for binding, and also work on the standardization of biopesticide formulations. The Wood Science Department under the Wood Science and Technology Division that we have a xylarium and also that provides reference material for researchers and timber enthusiasts. And we do a lot of consultancy and outreach activities. And timber identification is one of the major activity that we do for various stakeholders. We have proper research facilities for conducting primary and secondary processing of this wood and bamboo. This is something unique to Kfra. We have this forestry and human dimensions, where we have this forest economics and sociology, social science departments, the mandate to study and review, evaluate policy and management, people and forests, and the production, sustainability, and conservation. And some of the works that we are doing that includes that for the Kerala Forest Department, we do this demand and supply of timber, which is one of the reports that they use in a comprehensive manner. We had done it in 2012. Again, 2014, they commissioned us to do a study. And now, again, we are going to do, after 5 years, another study on the demand and supply of timber and trees outside forests in Kerala, which helps in taking informed policy decisions for the Forest Department and for the government. We are also involved in the history of the forest management in Kerala, market studies, wood, as I said, wood balance studies, forestry sectoral analysis, and also non-timber forest products, collection, marketing, utilization, and institutional setup, impact of invasive alien species, environmental and social impact assessment, and also economic valuation and natural resource accounting, ecotourism, visitor management, etc. The sociology department is also involved in various policy studies, capacity building of decision makers, imparts training and creating awareness amongst various stakeholders. The entomology and forest pathology department under the forest health division, we do studies on changes in forest insect assemblages, development of pheromone traps for the important teak trunk borer, that is the Causus Kadambe, establishment of butterfly parks, and also studies on soundscaping. Also integrated taxonomy of skipper butterflies. We, under this division, we also have this nodal center for biological invasions that is recognized by the Government of India. Dr. Rajiv is a nodal officer for that. And we do studies on plants as well as animals. African snails is one thing that has acquired serious dimensions, and also the red-eared slider turtle that has been detected in Kerala, and we have responded to this threat. The NCBI of Kfra has responded to that, and a series of articles and awareness campaigns have been conducted. The forest pathology department also are involved in the biological management of pests and diseases of medicinal plants, morphomolecular characterization of pathogenic fungi, development of protocol for rapid detection of Ganoderma disease, an important disease in agroecosystems of Kerala, conservation, maintenance, and enrichment of microbial laboratory, as well as diversity and dynamics of above ground and below ground microbes of tropical forest ecosystems in Western Ghats. We have this unique tree helpline. The EVP had mentioned about this. We attend on a daily basis. We get queries relating to tree planting, pest and disease management, species selection, and all that. We respond to that, and all the queries are noted, and response is given in a timely manner. Extension and training division is an important activity division, and we under Kfra, we have this extension department and the training department, and effectively transfers expertise and technologies developed in Kfra to various stakeholders, and we liaise with the various users, stakeholders, transfer of technology and training programs. Like right now, we have this Indian Forest Service compulsory training program for 5 days. Every year we host that on medicinal plants. This year also, right now, this program is being undertaken by Kfra. The extension and training division is also involved in outreach activities involving cane and bamboo under a 9-step program of the DST, promoting cane and bamboo sector, value addition techniques, and entrepreneurship development. The Library and Information System division of Kfra we have one of the best libraries in tropical forestry. We pride ourselves with a collection of more than 18,000 books, 2,000 back volumes of journals on forestry and allied subjects. And we have online access to the Abyss Code database of environmental that is possible through our information system. And we most of the project reports are digitized and it's available in our website. We also host this Bamboo Information Center. All information related to bamboo, especially for the user agencies. So far, we have undertaken several projects. At the current period, we have close to 110 projects. And this is a snapshot of the publications that we undertake. Every year, close to 100 publications in peer-reviewed journals. 50 of them could be in journals. And this is on an average. Every year, this is what we have been doing. And we do have a lot of funding coming from external funding agencies. And the last 5 years, we have this 3 to 4 crores on an average every year. We have been able to secure. And our main funding agencies that includes the international as well as national and state funding agencies, the FAO, UNDP, ICLEI. The national funding agencies include the Department of Biotechnology, DST, Government of India, MOEF, NMPB, the National Medicinal Plant Board, the National Bamboo Mission. They are major funding programs right away. SERB also we get commodity grants. And with ICFRE, we have collaborative programs under the All India Coordinated Project. State KFD is a Forest Development Corporation as well as a Forest Department are the major funding agencies for us. Right now, more than 2 crore funded projects we are executing for the Forest Department. Coming to the facilities and networks, the main one of the main facility that we have is a Bioresource Nature Park in Nilambur. Under the Kfra Subcenter, we have this Bioresource Nature Park as well as the Teak Museum. On an average, more than 1,000 to 1,500 visitors come there on weekends. So that is the daily collection that we have, visitor signature that we have. And we have orchid, fern house, xerophytes, medicinal plants, palms, rattans, hydrophytes garden, butterfly garden, and a taxonomic garden. We also have developed an ex-situ plant conservation area, and it's an important nature education and ecotourism hub in Kerala. It is based in Nilambur. And the Teak Museum is unique. It is only one of the kind in the country. It was opened to public in 1995. It's a world-class library on teak and with an auditorium for audio-visual presentations also. So one-stop center for teak. Bamboo setup is also unique. Out of the 140 odd species of bamboo in India, we have close to 68 species in a bamboo setup, which was developed over the 1988 from 85 to 88 period. And this is actually a living laboratory, which can be used for taxonomical, molecular, silviculture, ecological studies. And it serves as a genetic resource for future crop improvement programs for managers and forest managers and farmers. And we do help other user agencies to develop bamboo setum also by giving them rhizome offsets. Medicinal plant garden in 0.6 hectares caters to about 380 species of medicinal plants. That is inside the campus. And we have an orchidarium and fernery also. Fernery and orchidarium, more than 240 species of rare, threatened, terrestrial, epiphytic species of orchids and ferns. The palm item is also unique. Established in the year 2000, includes 158 species of palms under 57 genera. Of this, 75 indigenous palms and 83 exotic palms. And of this, 8 are critically endangered, 9 endangered, and 8 vulnerable, and 23 near threatened categories as per IUCN standards. So it is an important facility for educating the public and also for conservation of the palm resources in the country. And Kfra has established this Center for Analytical Instrumentation, CIAC. It's a collaborative program of KSCSTE, which was inaugurated by the Honorable Chief Minister in 2018. And this provides sophisticated analytical testing and research-based support for academic research, industrial research, quality assurance, and quality improvement process for students as well as stakeholders. And we do also have training programs that generate employment opportunities for students. So basically, some of the major instruments are the ICP-AES, HPLC, HPTLC, GCMS, XRD, real-time PCR, UV spectrophotometer, CHNS elemental analyzer. So these are some of the major equipments, and we conduct training programs also on analytical instrumentation. Another important facility which we host is the RCFC. That is a regional facilitation center of the National Medicinal Plant Board. There are 7 such centers, and this is for the southern region, catering to the South Indian states of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, and the Union Territories of Lakshadweep, Pondicherry, Andaman, and Nicobar. And this is rated as among the 7, this is rated as the best in terms of performance by NMPB. We have been hosting the STIC network since 2008. It is an international network established with FAO support, which addresses the issues of the global TIC sector. And we bring out this TIC bibliography and also bring out this TIC net bulletin on a quarterly basis. Now, the next upcoming agenda is hosting the World TIC Conference, which will be conducted in Ghana. We are hosting it in 2022. So you can visit the website, and the TIC net bulletin is available online. The Bamboo Technology Support Group is another thing that is been started in KFRI with the support of the National Bamboo Mission. There are 3 in the country. One is at KFRI, which will cover the southern region, and it covers biology, cultivation, utilization of bamboo, and documentation, dissemination of information to various stakeholders. We get queries from across the country. NBM transfers these to us, and we respond to them. We have expertise in taxonomy, identification, phylogeny, reproductive biology of the priority species, traditional methods of propagation, bamboo nursery. Right now, we have close to 3 lakh plants ready for stakeholders, and of which this year, more than 1 lakh plants have been taken by the various local self-government, around 1,000 panchayats across Kerala, and they have come forward under supported by the state bamboo mission, SMPP. So for stream bank stabilization programs, they have been approaching us, and we have supplied bamboo to them. And that is one unique activity that we have done. Also involved in the germplasm conservation and management, estimation of bamboo resources in homesteads, and inventory of bamboo stocking using RIS and GIS technology, socioeconomics and livelihood potential in bamboo, value addition, preservative treatments, pest and disease management. And we do host this Journal of Bamboo and Rattan, which is unique, the only one of this kind in the world, which was supported by INBAR. And since 2004, it has been running in KFRI. And this is online every year. We have 4 issues online. So this is one publications we get. So this is being published online. Scientific articles on bamboo and rattan. Rattan is cane. As far as the academic program is concerned, we are an accredited.
Try to conclude because we have 2 more presentations.
Right, sir. 122 doctoral degrees have been awarded. We have been recognized by CUSAT, University of Calicut, and FRI University. And we have MOUs with various international as well as national universities and colleges in Kerala. And we have brought out so far 1,685 scientific papers which are documented. Soft copies are also available, research reports, as I said. And we have undertaken 816 projects so far. And major research output that I just put it out, which we consider major achievements, publication in high impact journals related to teak. And also we have developed a patent on biopesticides for the management of teak, Hyblia pura. And we are now decided that from each of these projects, we'll be giving out policy briefs. And this has been a great help to the Forest Department. And recently we brought out 3, which has been well appreciated by the department on 3 different topics, such as forest fire management, teak plantation management, and also the management of wilds and grasslands in Periyar Tiger Reserve. So in a nutshell, that is what we are talking about. Besides this, we have done a lot of programs which are having societal commitments, like we are involved in the Maravillu program of the ADIS program of government, local self-governments. We are actively involved in Shri Bank stabilization programs in Mandlipura, Vadakanjeri, and also Chalakudi River. And we have the first question and the tree helpline, which has been of great help to the public. And we have helped in recovering EFL areas to the tune of 55 hectares back to forests, which has been a great help to the forest department. And we also help in the NHAI and also for the high-speed rail program, Silver Line program of the government of Kerala. Butterfly Garden, so far we have established across 106 institutions across Kerala. So in a brief, this is what our societal impact. And thank you for your patient listening. Thank you, Manoj.
Sir, for giving us an overview of the activities and facilities at Kfra and the achievements in the field of forest research. Thank you, sir. Now, may I now invite Dr. Samson Matthew, the Director of NATPAC, for the presentation.
Thank you, Shri. I'm disconnecting. Sorry. I hope you listen in this time it will work. You can see my slide now.
Yes, it is coming.
It's come. Okay, fine. Sir. Can you see, sir? Sir?
No, it has to come. Still showing starting.
No, sir.
No. Still it is showing that starting.
Sir. Let's see.
No.
Oh my God.
I think it is a network problem.
Then network problem, sir. Now then Manoj
Yes.
Manoj can present.
Okay.
Let me
Sure.
And
Sarika?
send it to headquarter and then get it projected from here after Manoj.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Dr. Manoj Samuel is the Executive Director of Center for Water Resources Development and Management at Kozhikode, an institution under KCSTE. Formerly, Dr. Manoj served as the Principal Scientist at ICAR, Central Institute of Fisheries Technology, Cochin. His research areas include environmental modeling and assessment, watershed management and livelihood development strategies, technology forecasting management, etc. He is recipient of several awards for his outstanding contributions, and it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Manoj Samuel to brief the activities of CWRDM. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarika. Respected Dattan sir, Professor Sudhir, Member Secretary, other directors of reputed institutions in Kerala, and my dear friends. At the outset, I thank the organizers for giving such an opportunity to present about CWRDM. Since it is already a little bit late, I will just directly go to my presentation. I'll share my slides now. I think it's visible for you. Is it visible, sir?
No, it started loading. Yeah, it's coming now. Yeah. Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. So that welcome to CWRDM. CWRDM is Center for Water Resources Development and Management. It is located in Calicut, as all of you know. And we were established in 1978 by the then Chief Minister Achyuta Menon sir. And in 1980, we shifted to Calicut. First, it was in Thiruvananthapuram. In 2003, we got amalgamated with the Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. And as an organization, CWRDM is a center of excellence catering to the research and development demands in all spheres of water management. And our mission is to enhance the quality of life by ensuring water security for all by providing necessary R&D inputs with a special emphasis on humid tropics. And we have 3 sub-centers. One sub-center is located in Ernakulam district near Piravam. Another one is in Kottayam, and the third one is at Neyatankara, Thiruvananthapuram. And we have a very eminent research council. And our chairman of our RC is Professor M.S. Mohan Kumar. He's a former professor of Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And we have 5 members, chairman of Central Groundwater Board, P. Nandakumaran, professor from NIT Karnataka, Surathkal, Professor Lakshman Nandagiri, Professor Ilango from Anna University, Chennai, Dr. C.T. Aravind Kumar, Pro Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University, and Shri Alex Varghese, Chief Engineer of Irrigation Department, Government of Kerala. And our member secretary, Shri Dr. Rajiv Kumar, is our permanent invitee. And we are working in 4 areas mainly. One is, of course, research. And the second one is consultancy. We used to undertake a lot of consultancy programs for both the government departments, NGOs, and other agencies. And of course, we are also involved in some developmental projects. And finally, on outreach, training, education, extension, and outreach programs. And this is the organizational setup of our center. And we are divided into 4 research groups. And the first research group is hydrology and climatology. And the second one is land and water management. Third is ecology and environment. And the last one is training and outreach. And our objectives are mainly to undertake research programs, conduct training programs, and regional and national workshops, research papers, publications, and support the society by giving technological solutions, especially on natural resources management, and focus on water resources management. And these all are our thrust areas: urban and forest hydrology, integrated river basin management, drainage basin basin management, as well as watershed studies, surface and groundwater potential estimation, climate change. Climate change is a very important area. It's an emerging area, and we are working extensively on that. And water quality management is another area, very vital area where we are working. And we have infrastructure facilities to support that particular activity. And we are also working on flood, drought, landslides, climate extremes, and all. And water supply sanitation is another area. Agriculture water management, we have a dedicated team working on that. And systematic and operational hydrology, water treatment, recycling, especially wastewater management, is a focal area. Wetland studies, environmental impact assessment, estuary, coastal area, coastal engineering, we are working. Irrigation and drainage, isotope hydrology. We have a very unique isotope hydrology laboratory that is actually as a state-of-art facility available, I think, only in a few institutions in India. And we are working. We have expertise on remote sensing and GIS. Working also on sedimentation studies and system studies, mathematical modeling, Of course, some action research programs and transfer of technology programs we used to conduct. So the same thing, the other areas which is actually not told by me in the previous slides. We have done sand mining or sand auditing in most of the rivers in Kerala. Biodiversity conservation, ecosystem restoration, we have done a lot of work. Then drinking water sources, especially renovation and management, we used to, previously we worked with Jal Nidhi and many other government controlled drinking water supply agencies. Then river water body rejuvenation, river basin management, hydrogeomorphology, solid waste management, irrigation drainage, soil conservation. These all are the areas we used to focus. And when the same thing, when we put it in another way, the areas where we focus, one is academics. We used to get a lot of students, mainly for their dissertation work, PhD studies, and a few PDFs too. Then applied and action research. Research itself, as you know, we are working on basic research as well as action and applied research. Then, of course, we used to go consultancies to industry, government agencies, local self-government departments, startup companies, corporates, and all. Then training capacity building is another area we used to do. We used to conduct a dedicated training program like it's called WRMTP. That is Water Resources Management Training Programs. Because of COVID, we have discontinued it for last 2 years. And we are also working on ICT, publications, visibility programs. And we are focusing, now we are more focusing on gender studies, water economics, water allocation, commercialization, incubation, transfer of technology. These were not the focal areas previously. Now we are looking more strongly to these areas too. Now we have, presently we have 28 scientists, including the executive director, and another 15 scientist recruitment process is now on. Altogether, we have around 138 staff, including apprentices and casual laborers. And we have scientists from different specialization. We have a multidisciplinary team of scientists. And currently, we are undertaking 17 external projects. The total worth is around 590 lakhs. Consultancy projects, 16 numbers, almost 320 lakhs rupees we are receiving from this consultancy through this consultancy projects. And the plant fund projects, we have 57, almost 450 lakhs rupees are earmarked for that. And 3 international projects that is already included in the external projects. Then publication, as far as publication is concerned, in the last 1.5 years, we have published 41 research papers and 50 conference papers, some books, scientific reports, popular articles, all together around 190 publications we brought out. And the fund generated through external agencies in last 5 years, almost more than 11 crores. Our funders include international agencies like Netherlands Organization of Scientific Research, TIFAC DST Austria program, Indo-Egypt DST program, UNICEF, Norway University of Science and Technology, UNDP, and national, like as all of you know, our main funding agencies are DST, DBT, SERB, DOCC, NABARD, state irrigation departments, and consultancy mainly from UNDP, IRDP, Kerala State Forest Department, Tourism Department, different airports, KMRL. All these consultancies are now going on. And some of the major research output we have accomplished in the last few years is one is identified origin of monsoon rains using isotope techniques. And we have conducted integrated water resources management plan for major river basins of Kerala, almost all the major river basins of Kerala. And we also carried out regional flood frequency analysis of all river basins of Kerala for return periods varying from 10 to 100 years. And we also conducted a specific study on water scarcity in Bharatapuzha Basin and analyzed the possible causes and submitted a report. And water quality monitoring of all river basins have been carried out. And irrigation recommendations, especially for coconut and pepper, has been done by our center, and the recommendations were passed on to Kerala Agriculture University, and they have included in their package of practices. And some of the other major scientific achievements,
impact of climate change and land use changes on water resources. It was under INCCC scheme of Ministry of Jal Shakti. And 1D model for a 2018 flood on Upper Kuttanad has been worked out. And mitigation measures, actually we prepared and submitted the report, and demonstrated and evaluated drip fertigation techniques in some districts in Kerala. And we also designed a carbon neutral village concept for 2 panchayats in Calicut, and it was widely appreciated. Also designed different schemes for drainage, basin management, drainage plan, rainwater harvesting system, water allocation strategies, hydro environmental monitoring of different rivers, like that. Then some applied technology also we developed, like a silver doped nanoparticle for actually it can work as a filter for drinking water. And we are also acknowledged partners in wetland management by Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change. And we are also part of many important projects by many important organizations in the country, like IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, IIC Bangalore and all. And CWRDM was carrying out integrated wetland inventory assessment and monitoring system of 3 Ramsar sites of Kerala, still continuing. Some of the projects in a nutshell I can just show in the coming slides. One is one of our focal area is rejuvenation of water bodies. We have conducted in 6 districts of Kerala. 11 projects were undertaken so far, and our major technical programs include groundwater recharge, then the possibility to get more drinking water, comprehensive improvement of restoration of water bodies, and environmental studies. The second theme area was renovation of drinking water sources, and we mainly worked in almost all the districts in Kerala. Eight projects we conducted, specific projects. And some of the areas we focused were tribal hamlets of Idiki, some of the industrial polluted areas. Presently also we are conducting some programs for State Pollution Control Board, then seawater intruded areas, water stressed areas, low water quality areas. And third and another important area where we are focusing is wetland services, mainly ecosystem restoration, conservation management, pollution control, livelihood support and all. We have also done mangrove mapping, and we have used the support of GIS and other tools for mapping the mangroves and wetland systems in Kerala and even in Lakshadweep, and how it is getting changed over the years and how it is connected to the climate change. This research is going on. And river management, we have done extensive studies on almost all the districts in Kerala, especially hydrological alterations of rivers. We have done studies and submitted reports. And sustainable aquatic biota, livelihood support, and navigation support, then salinity intrusion, estuary management. All these things we have conducted almost, and again the conjunctive use of groundwater and the surface water, everything we have covered under this theme. Then water quality and wastewater management is another area, and we introduced the mobile water analysis unit and drinking water card, and we supported almost all the local bodies in Calicut district. We have also implemented pilot model interventions for water and sanitation delivery systems. Then irrigation and soil management, land and water management research group is taking up this program, and we are focusing on micro irrigation, wick irrigation, magnetic treatment of water, using wastewater management for wastewater for irrigation, of course fertigation, soil health card, and we distributed almost 4,000 soil health cards in identified areas in different districts of Kerala. It's part of a DST TIFAC program. And we are also supporting local bodies for their flood and drainage management. Currently, we have taken up a project for flood management in Calicut city, and we have also previously supported our local bodies for that. And some of the newly funded external projects you can see in this slide. One is Water for Change, and integrative fit for purpose of water sensitive design framework for fast growing livable cities. This is a Dutch funded project. It is going on, and different projects you can see Funders include IDRB, State Irrigation Department, and recently approved one program you can see here with the support of Institute of Climate Change Studies, Kottayam, and IIT Madras. We are also working with NSS AI for Earth Microsoft grant we have got for one project, deep learning based on efficient water quality monitoring and prediction system for aquaculture. ISRO supported projects we are continuing, especially for mapping of pollution, mapping of ecosystems and all. And our social relevance, you can see in this slide, we have actually contributed a lot to the society and still continuing. As I told in the previous slide, we have distributed soil health card, water cards. We supported the local bodies and public for analyzing their water samples. And we have an NABL accredited laboratory, and daily, that means at least on an average 10 to 20 samples we are getting, and we are analyzing and giving the results to the needy people. Then we have also worked extensively on wetland. As I told previously, we have prepared management action for Kavai, Kattambali, and BM Kayals wetland systems, and water quality report for all the 44 rivers we have done. We have supported Jalandhari projects for making water security plans for panchayats. We are also supporting other agencies like KSDMA, KSTE, NVIS, Department of Climate Change and Environment for various activities. Also Department of Agriculture and other our sister concerns under Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. These are our challenges and focal research areas in the coming years. Of course, one is climate change impact. We have to work more on mitigation strategies, develop resilient agriculture and food, water, energy nexus. We have to study resilient strategies and tools, technologies we have to bring out. Also, recurring floods and droughts in Kerala. Increasing emission of greenhouse gases is a threat, and we are committed to reduce our emissions, and we have to develop strategies and technologies for that. We are still working on that. And water security, quality, equity, change in water use, land use pattern, fragile ecosystems, river management, environmental issues, agriculture, irrigation, and of course, the application of electronics in water management, turn to automation, artificial intelligence, machine language, cloud systems, IoT. We are working, even though slowly we are coming to these areas. And this I already told, we have 4 research groups. These are the focal areas where we are working with respect to each research group. And some of the infrastructure facilities which we have a water museum. We have a very beautiful water museum where we are showing the traditional the technologies, the traditional knowledge, traditional information and knowledge on water, the conservation of water. And we have a NABL accredited state-of-the-art laboratory for water testing. We have a radioisotope hydrology laboratory. We have library and lecture halls, guest houses, meteorological lab observatory. We have different modeling and mapping softwares, water resources data bank, mobile water testing laboratory. We have some of the infrastructure facility you can see in this slide, our museum, our laboratory, training halls, and some of our dream projects in the coming 3 years one is evolving climate change adaptation strategy and developing climate smart tools, technologies for land and water management. It includes irrigation scheduling, different techniques and automation systems for irrigation scheduling, drinking water management. Recently, we came out with a mobile application for drinking water quality management, and like that, more innovative strategies and tools we are bringing out. Climate smart farming, and the second project is integrated participatory water resources management for Vembanad wetland ecosystem. This is a very vast ecosystem and it is very fragile, and we have to work and we have to develop strategies and management actions plans for that. And still many institutions are working. We were also part of the Kuttanad research program we have conducted with IIT Madras a few years back, and we are still continuing our support to the government for management of Kuttanad and other wetland ecosystems. Then, of course, the third focal area is management plan for extreme events, especially flood and drought in Kerala, integrated with these early warning systems, decision support systems, expert systems, mobile app and all. And some of the new entities is a Center of Excellence in Research on Water Resources. We are striving hard for that. Then we are, like I told, we are looking towards the social media platform to make the people sensitized about water management and the management of water management, both in terms of its quality, quantity, excess, deficit, so that how best we can train and support the local bodies and public in case of a quality issue, in case of a flood, in case of a drought. So that we are working on that, and we have a dedicated YouTube channel, Facebook channel, and now we are making the videos and taking it to the public. And recently we got a green certification by the Harita Kerala Mission, and some of the new services what we are planning is depicted in this slide. Because of the time constraint, I'm not reading all the things. And some of the activities we have conducted in the last 1.5 years is shown in these coming slides. We conducted a national Indian National Groundwater Conference in 2020 February. And we conducted also South India workshop for wetland managers. It's all just before the COVID issues started. And the beach cleaning programs we conducted, and central ministers participated in that. Some of the workshops, and after the COVID protocols, after the COVID issues, in tandem with the new normal, we used to conduct a lot of webinars. Recently, we conducted a webinar series, especially with the onset of monsoon. During the month of June, we conducted a 1-month-long lecture series with the support of KILA, Kerala Institute of Local Administration, Thrissur. And mainly our target audiences were the newly elected members of local bodies. And it was a widely appreciated program. We conducted 15 lecture series as part of this Neera River program. The Honorable Minister, LSGD Govindan Master, has inaugurated this program. We conducted World Water Day, and many very eminent, renowned scientists delivered lectures in these programs, both from within the country and also from international agencies. World Environmental Day we conducted, and different days we celebrated, like Technology Day, IPR Day. Recently, we conducted World Water Week in the last week of August. And many experts expressed their opinions and suggestions in the meeting. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving an overview of the
Shall-
research and extension activities of CWRDM. Now, let me invite Dr. Samson Matthew.
Okay, can you please share the slides? Thank you, Selvi. Okay, sorry for the technical difficulty. Good afternoon to all, and I will try to. I'm audible.
Yes, audible.
Yeah.
Audible.
Okay. I'll try to finish the presentation in 10 minutes time. Okay. So thank you, the organizers, to be to also Amara Asadika Amar Mahotsav, under which we are celebrating the Vigyan also. I am presenting the activities of NATPAC coming under the Kerala Science Council for Science, Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. Next slide. Okay. The vision of the institute is to shape and create an efficient, effective, safe, and environment-friendly transportation system in the state. This particular institute, NATPAC, was started in the year 1976 when the State Council for Energy and Environment was there. Started from there. Yeah. Our objective is to provide a seamless transportation for Kerala through different modes, then through pedestrians and through cycles, not only to the urban area, but to the entire state and going beyond the state also. So the mission is to develop a center of excellence in all areas of transportation planning, research and development, training and consultancy to meet the safe transportation needs of people. So we are working from different angle to create a best transportation system for the country. Next slide. Okay, so our mandate is to do research as well as to do consultancy, teaching and training activities in the field of transportation and allied areas. We provide a scientific and technical support to government, user departments, and related organizations. Engage a multidisciplinary team to chart out the best and sustainable solutions for transportation development at state as well as the national level. An integrated approach by concentrating on all modes of transportation, realize geographically well-balanced and integrated transportation system. So through integration of different modes of transport and giving the first mile and the last mile connectivity, our mandate is to provide a uniform accessibility to all the uses or the transport uses. Next slide. Okay, so like any other council, the institutes, we do have coming under the executive committee and then KSCSTE, and then it is supported by the research council and the managed committee, and we have the director, and then at present we have 5 scientific divisions under transportation planning and engineering division, DPED, traffic engineering and safety division, DESD, highways and bridges division, SBD, water transport and GS division, WTD, and information license and training division. Go further. Coming to the thrust areas. Now, the important thrust areas which we identified recently are the public transportation system and its logistics, urban mobility, intelligent transportation system, geopolymer concrete pavement, ultra-thin conventional pavement, marginal materials for road constructions, and electric mobility. We found that these are the important areas where we should concentrate by considering the availability of the materials in the state as well as the nation, as well as the demand for the transport infrastructure for the nation. Next slide. And coming to the transportation planning, we are doing the comprehensive mobility plan for different cities, transit-oriented development, especially Trivandrum, Cochin, and Calicut. Feasibility study for LRT in Thiruvananthapuram done by NatPac. And recently, the Kerala faced a lot of natural difficulties like a flood, etc. and all. So our one of the objective of this transportation planning is to provide a resilient transport planning and evacuation plan for the flood affected areas. And traffic and transportation study as part of master plan development, we have done that one for different cities. And public transport planning, including KSRTC, optimization of we have done recently during the COVID time. There was a difficulty in supplying the oxygen to different places. We have optimized the movement of oxygen truck distribution. Next slide. Then this is one of the important area which our scientists are involved in nothing but the intelligent transportation system, ITS, and in which lesson we have implemented the emergency vehicle prioritization system in association with the Keltron, and a lot of research is happening in this area in NatPac, and of course we have collaboration with other agencies like Keltron and CDAC. Next slide. Now, one major area where we concentrate is nothing but the road safety, traffic engineering and the road safety, where we do the identification and prioritization of accident black spots in Kerala. So we, in association with the Kerala Road Safety Authority, we analyze the data of the accidents that is happening in Kerala, and then identifying that black spots and prioritizing the black spots and giving the recommendations for rectifications of the accident black spots. In some cases, the major accidents and all, we do the reconstruction studies also and identify the cause safety factors, and accordingly we will suggest the treatment measures. Next slide. And recently, NatPac has conducted the road safety auditing for about 387 kilometers of Kfra funded road projects. You can see the teams, they were traveled across the state and identified done the road safety auditing. Recently, we have taken up one assignment with the national NHA also to assess the highway, the road safety of the road safety audit for NH66 further. And we are involved in the coastal highway alignment as well as the hill highway alignment. NatPac was a major role in that one, and our team, they visited the different locations, identify the probable suitable route, etc. and all. And we are part of that coastal highway as well as the hill highway of the flagship programs of state of the Kerala state. Next slide. Then these are the major equipments. Recently, we are acquired many advanced equipments, including the mist, then Corlock machine, then we have the wheel rut tester with us, and the other facilities like the infrared traffic logger turtle, then video V-box, we have the dynamic shear rheometry lesson equipment also we have, and the latest equipments which are required for the nation or for the state, it is available with us, and with this advanced equipments, we are offering the recommendations to the state implementing agencies. Next slide. And for your information, from Kolachal to Kasaragod, we are involved in the waterway development in Kerala. Of course, let's know, either through the consultancy work or through our plan projects. We have work from Kolachal to Kovalam, Kovalam to Kollam, and then from Kozhikode to Kasaragod, we are involved in that one. And National Waterway number 3 is already functioning, and we are part of the other projects along with the other government agencies. Next slide. Fine. This is, we have a very strong GES team also with us, and we are using that GES tools for the identification of transport network, pavement construction materials, accident-prone areas, and waterway network. And this is available in one platform, and it can be shared with the public also. Next slide. And the recent the technical reports which we have, a lot of reports we have submitted to the government. Example, method for fund allocation to the local bodies in Kerala, modern construction technologies in the selected roads in Kerala. Like that, listen, what is required for the recent the time. Like listen, we have given the reports and we have published, listen, given different policy documents like the road safety vision, road safety action plan, road safety policy, outdoor advertisement policy, transport mission document, and parking policy. So these are is a major research output of our activities. Next slide. Then we have a good laboratory facility in which the latest journals are available. In addition to that one, we have two publications. One is the mobility newsletter and the Safe Safari, which is available in our website. Next slide. We do like a lot of outreach programs. Some of the photos are given. Recently, we have conducted the road safety audit course for the participants, and the 2020 December we have conducted a online conference, national conference on transportation system engineering and management in association with the College of Engineering, Thiruvananthapuram. Next slide. And during the road safety week or month, we used to conduct a lot of outreach program connected to the road safety. And these are some pictures. We were part of the National Children Science Congress. For AITD, Asian Institute of Transport Development, we conduct the courses. Next slide. And these are all some pictures, the photos of the road safety programs which NATPAC was conducted. Next slide. We conduct that one for public, school children, to the police, and maybe to the driveways and all. The selected lesson, the target groups we will identify and accordingly we will give the training. Next slide. And recently, 1 year back, lesson we have in 2020 January, we have signed an MOU with the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways and the Indian Road Congress. And NATPAC is recognized as a road safety audit certification agency through which we can give the certification courses. Next slide. And we have some awards also, like Save Our Fellow Travelers of program, as well as we were the best stall award in the India International Science Festival in 2016. Next slide. And we are identified, the NATPAC is identified as a center for external registration for research degrees, as IIT Palakkad director mentioned. It's a research center identified by IIT Palakkad, and NATPAC is an identified center for road safety training to drivers of hazardous goods carrying. And we were given the Maruti Suzuki Times Now Award for the national level certificate of appreciation. Next slide. Fine. This is like our scientist or the staff is also sent to different areas or the institutes for the capacity building programs. Next slide. And we are part of different professional bodies like Indian Road Congress, Indian Institute of Urban Transport, IUT, International Road Federation, IRF, Indian Road Safety Campaign. Like that, listener, we are part of a different professional organizations. Next slide. And these are all our the clients, the government related clients. We do consultancy as well as the need-based studies we conduct for these agencies. Next slide. we have for private agencies are also we have the association, and these are the clients. And on an average, we used to get about 3 to 4 crores of consultancy earnings per annum. Next slide. And with that, thank you. Thank you for your patient hearing. In fact, listener, there was 4 videos were there. I'm sorry that I couldn't present that one because of the network and other issues. Thank you for your patient hearing.
Thank you, Dr. Samson.
Thank you, sir.
So we are winding up this program. And now I invite Dr. Sharika, scientist of Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, to offer word of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Most respected Professor KP Suthir, sir, Executive Vice President of KCSTE, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, sir, Member Secretary of KCSTE, Shri MC Dattan, sir, Dr. Debapriya Datta, ma'am, the directors of STI institutions, other officials of DST, different S&T councils, my senior colleagues at KCSTE and scientists of headquarters and R&D centers, and all the distinguished participants. We indeed had a wonderful day today. Quite excited to see the nation connected and the advancements in science and technology nationwide. Thanks to Department of Science and Technology, Government of India for this initiative. And I feel it is an honor to propose the word of thanks today on behalf of all the organizers and in this wonderful afternoon. And we are having the first theme session of the Vigyan Utsav today. At first, on behalf of Department of Science and Technology, KCSTE and S&T councils, let me thank Professor Suthir, the Executive Vice President of KCSTE and the ex-officio Principal Secretary to Department of Science and Technology, Government of Kerala, for all the support and the guidance in organizing this program and all our initiatives. Thank you, sir. And my sincere thanks to Dr. S. Pradeep Kumar, who is the Member Secretary of Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, and who has excellently coordinated this particular program here today, as per the suggestions and directions of Madhya Pradesh State Council and also the Department of Science and Technology. Thank you, sir. And we are greatly indebted to Government of Kerala for supporting the activities of KCSTE. And on behalf of KCSTE, I express thanks to Dr. MC Dattan, the mentor, Science Government of Kerala, for his excellent guidance and for being a wonderful mentor, and also for his insightful talk today. Thank you, sir. Our sincere thanks to DST Government of India, especially Dr. Debapriya Datta, ma'am, who has joined with us today, and Dr. Rashmi Sharma for all the support and guidance. Thank you, ma'am. Our gratitude to the officials of different S&T councils. I can see Dr. Tasneem Habib from Madhya Pradesh State Council and Dr. Sumit Vyas from Gujarat State Council, and all those concerned at different state S&T councils especially for Madhya Pradesh State Council for the directions on to conduct of this program. And on behalf of DST, KCSTE and other state councils, I sincerely thank the directors or scientists of STI institutions who have presented today, Dr. P.B. Sunil Kumar, Dr. Chandra Narayana, Dr. Harikrishna Varma, Dr. Samson Matthew, Dr. Manoj P. Samuel, and Dr. Shyam Vishwanath for briefing the activities of their institutions very effectively. Thank you, sir. And I express my sincere thanks to the scientists and administrative and all other staff of KCSTE headquarters and the research and development institutions under KCSTE for joining us and for support. Many thanks to the technical team of KCSTE for managing this online platform program very effectively today. Thanks. And last but not the least, I thank all the distinguished participants for their participation throughout. And you were the backbone of this program, and I thank one and all. Thank you so much. And we now conclude this program, and let's raise for the national anthem.
Thank you.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जय
मंगलदायक जय
भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Once again, thank you all from Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. Hoping to meet you next month with another theme. Thank you so much.